Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 cheers for humanity. Hip, hip, hooray. No fears or insanity. We can stop this today. If we're in solidarity, we can make this go away. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Because we're all in this together. Hey, yeah. We're all in this together. Hey, yeah. Calls for desperateness. Hey, yeah. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spray, keep up the fight. Cause we're all in this together. Let's hear it for humanity. We'll see another day. Singing from our balconies to drive the blues away. Yeah. Let's all just put our minds at ease and practice what we pray. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Because we're all in this together. Hey, yeah. We're all in this together. Hey, yeah. Calls for desperate measures. Hey, yeah. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spray, keep up the fight. Cause we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spray, keep up the fight. Cause we're all in this together.
Good evening, dear listener. As always, Imani Coppola seems to get something right. Beautiful song there. She did it and recorded it this weekend. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. My name is Iain Lee. Who are you, lady?
I'm Catherine Boyle.
Hey, Catherine Boyle.
Yeah.
These are strange times. These are very uncertain times, and we will be talking about the kind of the news as well as other things. Excuse me, dear listener, I have to do a couple of slight technical, really boring things here. We have John, who is in the studio tonight, and John is one of the most experienced technicians we have at Talk Radio. I worked with him years and years ago, but he hasn't worked with us on this system, so I just have to do a couple of dull things. John, I don't know if you... Well, I hope you can hear me, otherwise we're screwed. I was wondering if you possibly had access to the Team Viewer password, and if you did, if you could WhatsApp the password to me. I have the ID. It's just the password. If you could WhatsApp, that would be awesome. Because then I can work the calls and whatnot. I don't know if you have that there. We shall find out. You can call as usual, dear listener, 0344 499 1000. And those of you who are looking for a break from we need a break from the old routine. Don't worry, we're going to mess around. We're going to have a laugh. We've got a brilliant guest coming up at midnight, Sarah Benincasa, who is an American comedian and is great. Thank you, John. And it's great. She's going to come up to talk about a podcast that she's doing. Actually, really, really good timing, because her podcast is called, Well, This Isn't Normal. And she's doing it while she's in isolation and lockdown in LA. And it really does kind of tie in with what we're going through right now. Catherine, do you want to just, for those who just, I'm sure everyone knows, but do you want to tell everyone the facts? And by the way, this is a fact-based and an experience-based show. Not letting any of the anti-vaxxers on. My God, the anti-vaxxers have doubled down. They've doubled down. Not letting any of the 5G idiots on. We want to talk about facts. And we want to talk about your experiences. So 0344 499 1000. But the big news, of course, is about our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. Catherine, what do we know? Where are we with Boris Johnson?
So until now, we've known that Boris has been in isolation because he was showing symptoms, and yesterday he was moved to hospital as a precaution because his symptoms weren't shifting. That's kind of all we knew. Up until that point, we were told that his symptoms were mild, but yesterday we were told that they were persisting more than people were comfortable with. So now we know tonight, and a couple of hours ago we got this news through from Dominic Raab that the Prime Minister has been moved to an intensive care unit in hospital after his symptoms worsened. This is according to the Downing Street official line. A spokesman from Downing Street said he was moved on the advice of his medical team and he's receiving excellent care. In the meantime, Dominic Raab, the Foreign Secretary, will be deputising where necessary. So as I say, the Prime Minister is 55, was admitted to hospital in London yesterday with persistent symptoms. The Queen had been kept informed about that, according to Buckingham Palace. And I have the number 10 statement here. It says the Prime Minister has been under the care of doctors at St Thomas's Hospital in London after being admitted with persistent symptoms of coronavirus. Over the course of Monday afternoon, the condition of the Prime Minister has worsened, and on the advice of his medical team, he's been moved to the intensive care unit at the hospital. It continued, the PM is receiving excellent care and thanks all NHS staff for their hard work and dedication. So that's what we know. Dominic Raab seems confident that he can implement plans that he's been instructed to deliver as soon as possible.
Disrespect, I don't think it necessarily, in terms of policy, I don't think it necessarily kind of matters who's in charge. I think, they have a direction in which they are heading, and I'm sure that Dominic Raab or whoever, can implement those successfully. I can't remember a time in my life when a Prime Minister was put in intensive care, and I just thought I would share how I felt about it, and I'll invite you, dear listener, on 0344 499 1000 to call in. I know there are some people being idiots and being really mean on Twitter. I don't want to go down there. That seems really inappropriate. I think this is bigger than politics. I think that this is we are in such uncharted territory now, or uncharted waters, I believe is the phrase. I don't want anyone phoning up going, well, yeah, he's a dick and he deserves it. No. Or he cut back the NHS. No. I don't want to go there. Hey, listen, you know me politically. I've always called out Boris Johnson for what I believe he is. I think we're kind of beyond that at this precise moment in time. I don't want anyone to die of this horrendous disease, and fingers crossed, he will get the treatment that he needs, and he will come out of the other side. I tell you how it makes me feel. It makes me feel scared. It makes me feel really scared because, and I was trying to think about this. I've been rushing around like an absolute loon trying to sort out the technical stuff here, because I'm doing things slightly differently from home, and it's not working completely, which is great, because it means I can kind of and thank you for that, John. I've just got that. It means I can kind of focus on that. But I was trying to think why it made me scared, and here's what I've got. Is that we are always taught that we're the adults now, Kath. You and I are the adults at this precise moment. There will be people listening to us because the world, it seems, has gone crazy. The Prime Minister is in intensive care and no one really knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So me and Catherine are the adults. We're the responsible broadcasters, unbelievably so. And the people, we look to our leaders for guidance. We look to our leaders to tell us what to do. We also look to our leaders because it's nice to have people that we can point the finger at and blame. It's nice to be able to blame the government for whatever disaster it is you want to blame them for. It's nice. And quite often it is the government's fault. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's our prejudice that is encouraging us to point at the people in charge. But it's nice to have people in charge, whether we like them or not, because it's comforting, because it's all what we've been brought up, whether it's your parents, it's your teachers, it's your boss, it's the Prime Minister and the government. And to see the head of the government stumble like this physically, and to expose his physical vulnerabilities, it just says to me this facade of life, this society that we live in, is even more fragile and more paper thin than we first thought. And it scares me. It concerns me. As I say, I have no particular fondness for Boris Johnson, au contraire for his policies. But my God, I hope he comes through this. My God, I hope that he does well and he comes out the other side. Who knows? Maybe a lesson will be learnt from him when he comes out the other side. But let's not even get there yet. I hope he gets well. And anybody that tweets me, you know, and I've seen some of it, the nastiness that's going around. No. We have to be better than everybody. We can't wish this on anybody. We can't wish this on anybody. This is horrendous. And it could be your dad. It could be your brother. It could be whoever. All right. It makes me unsettled. I don't know how it makes you feel, Catherine.
No, it's that. It's the whole idea of, you know, these are people who, in many ways, you know, like sometimes we talk about when people are awful trolls on Twitter, and I always kind of remind you that to them we're not real people. Well, yeah, it's kind of that with politicians, isn't it? For many of us, we look at them as people that we can blame for stuff that goes wrong. We put our hope there when it doesn't happen. You know, we can have a good old bitch about them, and they're never going to really hear about it, and they seem to plough on regardless. They seem untouchable, and they seem to be in, you know, we talk about the Westminster bubble. They seem to be in a category apart. Well, this current situation shows that no one is in a category apart, and this thing does not discriminate. It's frightening, isn't it? It's really frightening when something like this can happen to someone who you would think would have all the best advice and all the best precautions put around him.
And let me, I'm logged into the computer now, John, so I can see what's going on. Let me read a couple of texts from people that are scared, because this is scary, right? This is scary. Someone whose number ends 0487. And by the way, you're very welcome to call in and disagree. Just don't be dicks. Is what I'm saying. Is what I tend to say. Get serious, man. You're sounding like Krusty the Clown. Don't know what that means. And Kenmore's a very, I think I'm going to have to block Kenmore, because Kenmore is very up and down. But I get it. He's scared. I will slide off your advice and await for Daryl Morris, who is not you. You are not coming across well at all. I'm sorry that in your opinion I'm not coming across well, Kenmore, who fluctuates between loving the show and hating the show. That's absolutely fine. I'm a human being. I'm a 46-year-old. I forgot how old I was today, Kath. I had to do the maths. I thought I was 47. That's coming up in a couple of months. I'm a 46-year-old who's just spent the week with my kids, and they've gone to their mums for a day, and they're coming back tomorrow for a week, and I'm scared and I'm concerned. That's it. I'm really sorry if you expected me to come on and slag off Boris Johnson. If that's what you expected because you think you know my politics, well, you don't know my humanity. You don't know my humanity. I'm not going to come on and make fun and wish ill on someone, whatever the policies, and wish him ill. If that's what you expected, I'm really sorry, because you ain't going to get that tonight. You're not going to get that tonight. What you're going to get is, certainly from me, and I assume from Catherine as well, you're going to get two human beings, two parents, who are as lost as you. We don't have a clue what's going on. But what we will not indulge in is in the anti-vaxxers who are doubling down. I blocked someone on my Facebook page for sending me a link to an anti-vaxxer ranting in her car, and it just made me angry, and I don't need that. We will not indulge the 5G conspiracy theorists. For God's sakes, Amir Khan was banging on about it. What we will talk about, we'll talk about facts, and we'll talk about your feelings and your emotions during all of this, because they're important. So don't worry, we're going to dick around, we're going to have some fun. I know you tune in to get kind of a break from the dreaded lurgy. We're going to have that. I promise. But how are you doing tonight? That's the question, certainly for the first hour. How are you doing tonight? We won't have any answers. We won't have any answers. That's it. But we can all kind of sit here and huddle together around this campfire and help each other get through the night. And Daryl Morris will take over at 1 and make it through to tomorrow when I'm going to go shopping and I've got my boys coming, and some sort of normality certainly exists for me, and I hope it does for you, dear listener. Alan, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very, very welcome. Alan Caddick!
Hi, boss.
Hey, Alan, come on, talk to me. How are you doing?
2 people died since we last spoke.
Okay, well, listen, I don't really want to go through a death count, if that's okay.
Sorry,
because, and I'll tell you why.
High-profile celebs.
Okay, that's fine. I don't really want to go through a death count, Alan, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Because this is... This is what?
Under the current situation.
Under the current situation, I think what we need to try and do is really focus on life and focus on the positive things. And I just think that phoning up and saying, well, these people have died, I just don't think that's particularly helpful at the moment.
I want to give my opinion on them. First of all, Eddie likes...
Alan. Sorry, maybe I didn't make it clear. I wasn't asking you that. I was telling you that. I was telling you that that's not what we're going to do tonight.
Sorry, boss.
That's all right. You're not in trouble. But I'm going to kind of lay down the law a little bit. We're not doing that while this is going on, mate, I'm afraid. Did you have a bet?
To keep you on.
I would forget about it. Because we're not doing it.
Okay.
Did you have a bet on the virtual Grand National?
No, because I didn't have an online account.
Oh, no, Alan!
No,
outrageous!
I'm one of these old school that likes to go to the betting shop and put a bet on.
Okay. So you
saved some money.
Didn't win any money. You saved? There you go, the reformed gambler. You are correct. You saved some money.
Yeah.
Who would you have bet on? And where did they come?
I would have bet on Potter's Corner, who came in first.
So you didn't save money? You lost money. You lost a lot of money.
Well, at 18-1.
You lost loads of money.
No, but I would have put £1 on it.
Catherine, I can hear you. I can hear you sighing in the background. What's going on?
Evening, Cat.
Hello, Alan. Oh well, it's Mugs game gambling anyway. Move on.
Well, I'm making plans for next year.
Okay.
Gosh, that's optimistic.
What's your plan for next year?
I'm doing the whole 3 days at Aintree.
Are you?
Oh.
Remember 2016, Ian? When I went on about the last time I was in Liverpool?
Yeah, because you were photographed in the national newspaper riding a wooden pony.
And I'm gonna
that was it. You rode a pretend horse, didn't you?
In 2016. Because I was looking back on Facebook,
you did, gosh.
and I still see the pictures of it.
Yes.
No, because I've got an app called Time Hop, and it looks back on what I've done on
Pong
Facebook.
Hop?
Yeah.
Are you hopping from pong to pong?
No, Time Hop.
Time
Hop.
Yeah. It lets you look back at what was on Facebook many years ago.
Gosh, Alan, that really does sound like awful.
It's a good app on
Alan,
iOS
thank you,
and
and thank you for
Android.
taking... Alan, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. John, let's pull the curtain back a little bit. When I give out the phone number, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Lots of angry texts and tweets tonight. Please bring them on. If it makes you feel better, dear listener, I'm up for it. Use me as your punching bag if it makes you feel better, and it seems to be helping a lot of people. So Richard, Kenmore, I'm so sorry that you're so scared and you're so upset. and I hope you get through this. A lot of people asking what that song was. That was Imani Coppola. We're all in this together, which she did because she's in isolation in New York City. And I think it's brilliant. We'll play it again throughout the week. It's on her Bandcamp. It's free if you want to go and get it. She's making a video as well. And this morning I woke up early and couldn't get back to sleep, so I filmed myself dicking around and ripping my shirt off for a pop video, Catherine. That's something to get you excited, isn't it?
Gosh, okay.
I don't like this. I don't like this sarky tone that we're getting from you tonight, Boyley.
Well, here's the thing. I wake up with Joe Wicks every morning now, so it's going to take a lot more than that to impress.
And what does your husband say about this?
He's also in there. As are the kids.
Oh,
yeah, this is inappropriate, isn't it? But yes, he's certainly a national treasure, isn't he, old Joe Wicks?
Okay. All right. I think. Okay. Can I just check? Because some people are watching this on YouTube. I think there may be a problem with the YouTube audio. I'm trying, guys. If it carries on, I'll close the stream because it's giving me something I don't really want to think about at the moment. So if it's a real problem, I'll get rid of that and I will go back tomorrow to how I was doing it before. But here's the rub, Catherine. I don't remember how I was doing it before. I don't remember.
I wasn't there when you developed the new method because there were wires involved.
God, this is insane. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Rachel. Good evening, Rachel.
Hello, boss.
Hey, Rachel. How are you doing?
Boss. I'm okay, thank you. Long time listener, first time caller, finally.
Hang on. It fell up.
He's getting the bell.
Thank you.
You better get that bell.
Knocked it off. There you go. Beautiful. There's the bell.
Thank you.
The bell. What can we do for you, Rachel?
Well, I'm recovering from mumps at the moment. So I've been isolated anyway. Yeah. It's doing its rounds down in Wales with us. So I'm the latest victim. Very painful, so very tiring.
Feeling lousy anyway. Everyone's in lockdown.
You're
lousy
feeling anyway.
Lousy.
So I'm glad we're in lockdown, to be honest, because it means I can't go anywhere. Oh. I'm not missing out anything.
So what you're saying is, because you're ill and stuck indoors, everyone else should be stuck indoors.
Everyone else is.
I like your attitude.
Well, I'm an only child, so I'm selfish.
So, of course, the world should revolve around you, and this is only right.
I like this. I was
in the Cardiff podcast with you when you were. I was the one shouting in the car park.
Shouting in the car park?
Oh, that was you.
It was me.
She was shouting at me because I had to go back and get a computer and a car packed full of two women. Drove past shouting, "Oi, oi, sexy! Yeah. Hello there, my lover, sexy boy." That's what they kept going, "Sexy boy." I was going, "Get out of it!"
Trying to sell you more cats.
That was it. Oh God, no! Don't. My four are enough. Rachel, is there anything we can do for you? It was so lovely to meet you in Cardiff. We may put that show out, I suppose, at some point. Is there anything that we can do for you on this very weird evening?
No, you just keep me going in the evenings. Because it's hard to sleep anyway at the moment with the pain. So it's my routine is all over the place, like everybody else's. So it's just nice to have something to look forward to in the evenings. So thank you.
How much did your face swell up, Rachel?
A lot, yeah. Everybody was laughing at me, yeah.
Well, I remember before all this happened, there were pictures in the paper, weren't there, of people who, obviously there was a spate of it going around. People were putting their faces on Twitter, and the difference was enormous. It looked like you'd been through some sort of app.
Oh, yeah. And mine was like about 2 weeks. I'm going nearly into my third week now. So it's been going on, as some people are saying, it lasts for about 3 months. So I thought I was coming to the end of it, but it doesn't seem to be easing up. So,
Rachel, take care of yourself. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's take a quick break. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344. Oh, there's the bell. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Strange times, really, really strange times. And it's weird, Catherine. I had the boys last week. I took Thursday and Friday off. My God, didn't they go quickly? And me and the boys had a lot of fun. We went out for a little walk. We went out for one walk. You're allowed an hour a day exercise. And I'm so lucky that I live kind of near fields and stuff like that. But I don't know the area very well. So we went out for an hour on Saturday. And we were out for over 2 hours because I got us lost. And that's the reason we're not supposed to go out. Because idiots like me get lost. I found our way back, but don't worry. But I was following all the public footpaths and things like that. You know, the little secret bridle ways and things that go through farms and stuff. And probably makes me highly irresponsible. I can only apologise. So we got lost. But I had a brilliant weekend with the boys. They're coming back tomorrow for possibly another week because their mum is working. Their mum is actually going to come and stay here for a couple of nights, which is just shows that this is a really horrible situation that we're going through. But there are some amazing, kind of benefits getting on, and the boys are really excited. Their mum's going to come and stay here for a few days, and but it's weird going from almost normality. Yeah. And to the insanity of our Prime Minister is in intensive care, I know exactly what you mean. I spend most of my days trying to make things as unweird as possible for the kids, but there are certain things that kind of breach through the walls, and that was one of them. I couldn't, it was kind of, what you reading, Mummy? And I just couldn't believe it. And again, you kind of have to talk to them in a calm way, as if, okay, yeah, this is what's happening, and this is fine. This will all get sorted out. But at the same time, it's very difficult, isn't it, to pretend that you're not completely rattled by it. Well, exactly. How honest have you been with the girls about this? Pretty honest, because, my eldest has finally got the phone she was asking for. We were going to hold off for a bit longer, but obviously with her being away from school, we felt... 11. She's 11, yeah. And I didn't like the idea of having a mobile phone, especially when she was seeing her friends every day. But the fact is she isn't seeing her friends every day, and God knows when she'll see them again. So, under conditions that mean that we know exactly what's going on that phone, she's able to use it to talk to her friends. So it's not even about me controlling the bubble. She's going to hear things from other people, and I've just made sure that if she has anything she wants to talk about, she can. But yeah, it's about making it as unfrightening as possible, which is pretty difficult sometimes, isn't it? It was weird. We went out and we had to climb lots of stiles, and of course we're not supposed to touch stiles. In case someone has passed it in the last 3 days and touched it who has coronavirus. So we're climbing over these stiles, and I'm saying, right, I'm going to go first. I'm not going to touch anything, and then I'm going to lift you over. And suddenly, climbing a flipping stile it becomes a huge challenge. It became massive. Yeah. But I tell you what we did last week. I'm so glad we did. We did the rainbows. We did the rainbows, and we put them up in the window, and a little girl yesterday went past and saw our rainbows. And I was thrilled. It's a bit of magic, that. Tell you something else, a positive thing that's come out of this, out of something pretty crappy. My mum has not been well, so she's had to isolate, and she's not allowed to go out for walks and stuff. She can go in the back garden for a bit, but she can't go out at all. So we haven't seen her for ages, and she lives around the corner. The kids, she's right there. The kids see her all the time, and so it's been weird not being able to do that. But when I used to work at 3 Counties and I was here for bedtimes, we had this little tradition where we would stand at the top of the stairs and flash our torches at my mum's top window, and she'd flash back to say goodnight. And we've started doing that again. So 8 o'clock every night. Man. We're signalling to each other. And then the big light goes on and we hang out the window and wave, safely, of course. But so that's something that's come back in. And we're finding other ways to sort of reach out to each other and make them feel like, this is a weird time, but it doesn't have to be a scary time. Let's go to Richard. Good evening, Richard.
Good evening, Iain. Good evening, Kath.
Hey, Richard.
Great to be on.
Richard, what can we do for you tonight?
Well, I normally well, I normally come on with hopefully to have a bit of fun, and I love that you guys often take our mind off all the horrible things that are going on. But I've been on radio before talking about being a skeptic on ghosts and things like that, and I've noticed that there is a paranormal investigation team that are actually going out flouting all the rules, and they're live. They've got about 365,000 followers, and they've been reported, but they're going out doing ghost hunting live in graveyards. And I just
Are you telling us that ghosts can have the coronavirus and can pass it on to the living?
Well, it's more the fact that they're going out and they're doing things that, you shouldn't be doing. It's non-essential travel. They're travelling places they shouldn't be going, and
well, here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen, Richard. Here's what's going to happen because of those people and the people that went sunbathing. We're not going to be allowed to leave our homes. That's going to come in. That's going to happen in some of in Spain and Greece and Italy, possibly France as well. I'm not sure, but it's very, very strict, and you cannot leave your home without a permit, which I think in Spain you get by sending a text. I'm not totally sure, but you cannot leave your house without your ID and without permission. That's what's going to happen here. And do you know what? Bring it on. Bring it on. If people are going to flout the rules, chasing flipping ghosts, I nearly swore then, Kath. I nearly did a proper F word. Then that's what we need, because all of those people that are going out and flouting the rules. And I've just said I went out for a walk with the boys. I chose places where I knew I'm lucky I live on a really quiet street, but I also chose places where I knew there would not be very many people. And when we did see people, both parties were very respectful and gave a wide berth. Although one woman did let a dog kind of chase us, which annoyed me a bit. But the government are going to enforce a proper martial law lockdown. That's what's going to happen. They've talked about it, and we'll be there. So thanks, ghost hunters. Yeah, and also with Boris, I like you. I feel thoughts with Boris and the family at the moment, because it's nothing about what your political views are. I've had people say some horrible things, and I just wish him well. Yeah, thank you very much, Richard. 0344499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let us go to Rupi. Good evening, Rupi.
Hello, Mr. Iain. How are you, sir? And Kathy.
I'm very well, thank you. Please, if you're going to call me Mr., I'd like my full term name, which is Lord Iain of Leicestershire, please.
Lord Iain of Leicestershire. I am humbled to be in your presence, sir.
You're very welcome, RuPaul. What have you got for us?
Thank you. I'm loving all the wildlife I'm seeing. I'll be honest with you. I've seen a badger in the last few days staring through my back door. We've had cats, feral, whatever. It's unbelievable.
Cats aren't wildlife.
I'm loving it. What? Is there a problem with wildlife?
No, but cats aren't wildlife, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, feral cats are. They are.
Feral.
Feral? Feral. Have you seen any feral cats recently, Catherine?
No, I've not had the misfortune. They sound ghastly.
Ghastly? It's just taken me 3 years to be able to cuddle one. 3 years in the training. How's that? Is that dedication?
There you go. Well,
I don't care about
this. That is dedication.
What about consent? They've spent 3 years avoiding you. Take the hint.
Hey, I fed them. I deserve a little bit of love.
Oh, that's how it works, is it?
It works. Yeah. Hey.
Imagine if you were talking about a woman that way. Imagine if you were talking about a woman that way. I fed her. I deserve a little bit of love.
3 years.
Now give me some sugar.
I put my attention into my wildlife.
Let me say, Ruby, there are going to be, and there are already, some really positive things that are coming out of this. Sometimes you have to squint to see the positivity, and please don't anyone take this. Take this as a making light of people that are passing and losing their lives and any of that. I'm not. But I am trying. I'm struggling, but I'm trying to find as much positive things as. Did you just burp then? I'm trying to find as many.
I'm a full-time carer for my mother, and we have lived for the last 7 years, and we are doing our best.
There you go, and that's it. And that's what we have to do.
And we take light of anything we can. So when we have a badger at the back door, it's a wonderful thing. When we have a cat, whether it be a feral or the neighbour's cats, we still love them.
Feral or Mavis cats. Those badgers, though, are filthy and they're riddled with TB.
Hey, we've got TB at the front door and TB at the back door. What more can you say?
Rupee, literally no idea what that means. But 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. What a peculiar but wonderful gentleman, Catherine. I like Rupee.
Feral. From now on, it shall be feral.
I believe tonight's podcast already has a name. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Really strange times. We are asking this evening. We you know, this show we try and avoid talking about the dreaded lurgy because everywhere else is. But when a story as big as the Prime Minister being admitted to intensive care because of the coronavirus, you totally understand why we have to acknowledge it. And you know, it happened sort of an hour or so before we came on the air, maybe a little bit longer. And I think it's right. I think it's fitting that we talk about it and just ask how you feel. We're not going to do any what ifs. My God, what if this? We're not going to do any of that. That's, you know, not what we can do. We want to deal with facts and we want to deal with your experience. Don't worry, dear listener. Oh, after the news at 11, we're playing the Bill Withers game. Oh, we're playing the Bill Withers game. Don't worry about that. We've got fun and stuff coming. And at midnight, we've got an American comedian, Sarah Benacasa, who's doing a great podcast that actually sort of ties in its ways to deal with the stress of this ridiculous situation that we find ourselves in. But 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. How you doing is I guess the kind of question. Let's go to Elaine. Good evening, Elaine.
Hello, Danny. Hello.
Hey, Elaine, what have you got for us?
Well, on the 2nd of March, I started to be sick. And I was sick pretty much of the week. And then on the 6th of March, I phoned, well, a doctor of my surgery, not my main doctor, but he wasn't happy with the symptoms. And he said, if it carries on, after another day or so, ring 111. But in the meantime, I was given antibiotics and anti-sickness tablets, and it calmed down for a while. And then, not really. It still felt like I felt sick. I still felt sick. And then last Wednesday, my partner rings me before he goes to work at 6:10, checking on me that I'm okay. I couldn't speak to him. I was throwing up. He rang me back at 6:50. I couldn't speak to him, throwing up. 7:30, same. Shocking. No, he didn't ring me then. I was just sick. And I thought, this isn't nice. Anyway, it was still going on. Not sick. I wasn't sick after Wednesday, but I felt terrible. So on Monday, I phoned my doctor, my main doctor, and he said, oh my God, you've got a really bad infection. And so he did a prescription for me. But you know what it's like now. You can't go in the surgery. It goes through the window and you get a prescription. So my partner got that for me and I started taking it in the morning. Now, whether that works, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to tell people that there is a virus out there, and hopefully, you see, I'm very vulnerable because I've had cancer and heart attack and Addison's, Cushing's disease, underactive thyroid, you name it. I've got a medical history. You know, well, I wouldn't say to die for because that's not a good statement at the moment, but I've got a terrible...
But you think you're on the mend, do you, Elaine?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
Well, listen, thank you for sharing that with us. I hope you get well soon. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Follow your doctor's advice. Do whatever they say. Would you agree, Catherine?
Of course, I would agree. It's the only sensible thing to do.
And I maybe in different times I would have had a little bit of fun there. But what are you going to do? People are nervous, and people are worried, and people are scared, and and you're right. If you, I mean, I don't know if Elaine was suggesting she might have the coronavirus. It didn't sound like it to me, but as you know, I had my doctor's license revoked in a hideous case that dragged on for years. But it is important to acknowledge that people who have got other conditions and stuff, I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do. Or even because I've got a prescription. Well, I've got to get a new prescription in 2 weeks. Oh God, I should book it in really. In 2 weeks for my antidepressants, and I got my psychiatrist to send me a prescription, and then I threw it away by mistake. I threw the wrong thing away, so hopefully he's going to send me another one. But a doctor's surgery's open. Can you go to the doctor's surgery?
Well, I mean, the fact that they're saying don't come in if you've got symptoms of coronavirus suggests that people are going in otherwise, and that yes, I think so. But, it's a really uncertain time for people. I know people who've, had diagnosed with conditions and they're awaiting treatment, and things have been put on hold, and they face uncertainty as to when things are going to be resumed. And it's a really troubling time. And so, when you said, with Elaine, in the past, we might have had a bit of fun with her. But what I heard was a woman who was worried, and there are a lot of people out there like that at the moment, and rightly so.
Exactly. Let's go to Gatford. Good evening, Gatford.
Hello, Dr. Lee and Professor Boyle.
You're not allowed to call legally. You're not allowed to call me a doctor anymore, just because of goddamn lawyers and goddamn human rights. What makes humans so right? Makes me puke. That was another problem.
You can anyway. Just to say, in my area, you can call your doctors, and they've outside the surgery. If you can't go in because you're not supposed to, they've got like a little thing where you can drop either a prescription request by writing or a repeat in, and then they'll sort it for you.
Okay. All right.
So I think you can still, even though you...
I'm going to use your doctor's facilities. What you got for us, Gats?
Perhaps don't mention my name. I just wanted to say, I think my anxiety was raised a little bit today. I haven't actually told any of my family this, but I had to go into the hospital today because of my foot. I didn't want to worry them.
For those who don't know, Gatford has lost a toe. This is a true story. Lost a toe. This is not a symptom of COVID-19. This is a symptom of, Gatford's life, I guess.
Gatford being an idiot. And not taking his diabetes medication when he should have done. Thank you. That's all right, it's true. I was a bit worried, which is why I didn't tell anyone, because I had to go into hospital. Not, like an inpatient, but just like, as an outpatient. But still, going into hospital was kind of strange enough. Everyone is wearing the masks and appropriate. And it just kind of, and when I got home, I had a shower and, changed clothes and, it feels really weird. The coming home today was I couldn't wait to get back on that train, to get back home. And it just seems so bizarre. And then, as you say, with the news this evening, it just feels like it's getting more, I don't want to use the word real because it is real, more close to home, I think is the phrase. And it's a short, sharp bit of reality, which I think we could all use at the moment. But that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
Okay. Well, can I try something on you?
Okay.
This might make you feel better. I've got a feeling it will do. After 11 o'clock, we're going to be playing the Bill Withers game. Would you like to go first?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm guessing you pretty much know what you have to do. So
yeah, sure.
I'm not even going to give out the rules. I'm not even going to give out the rules of the Bill Withers game, Gatford. I'm just going to assume that everyone knows how to play it. And, sir, over to you.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. A lovely day.
Yay. 15.42 seconds. Well done.
It faded in and out a bit, though. Was he cheating?
Oh, no,
I think it was his phone being rubbish.
Okay.
15.42 seconds, Gatford. You are in the lead in the Bill Withers game. 0344 499 1000. I love it, Kath, that I didn't need to explain the rules. Everyone knows how to play it.
Exactly. It's like you tell them the name of the game and they go, I know, 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 I know.
Poor old Bill Withers. I made the right call with Alan, didn't I? I know that routine and, conformity and repetition are important to Alan, but a death watch just feels a little bit, whether it be COVID or not, just feels to me a little bit macabre. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it was macabre before, but it was against a backdrop of normality. Well, things aren't normal anymore, and I don't think we need reminding that people are popping the clogs.
Things ain't normal anymore. By the way, if you switched off the YouTube, I think I fixed the audio now. I think I might have had a browser window open. So if you go to youtube.com/Iain Lee, you can see my multi-camera setup. I need to do a little bit more fiddling with it. But let's go to Sonia. Good evening, Sonia.
Start off. Hi, Iain.
Oh, that gets me going. The way you speak to that submissive robot turns me on.
I don't know what to do without her. I've missed you like crazy. Really missed
you like crazy.
Really,
I missed you like...
all of you. But you've got a sexy voice, you know.
Oh, yes,
now, I want to ask you something. You said you were 6 foot something.
Yeah, I did, 6'4", yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were as tall as that. Okay, right, you enjoyed yourself with the boys at the weekend? 4 days?
Yeah, we had a wicked time, actually. We had a really good time. It was nice.
Lovely, it's wonderful. Right, I had 2 people on the phone, you've had, and the first one, the lady spoke, ditto, like her. I don't know if she's my age or not, I don't really know, but I'm at risk. But for 3 weeks, I've had this bug that she had. And yes. I had anti-sickness pills you put under your lip. And it's come back again last night. Oh. And it's in and out the loo. Excuse me, pin.
Oh, dear, Sonia, please.
I know. But I've been in for 7 months. I've not been out at all. It's my own choice, this was. It was my own choice. And then that gentleman that said, I mean, I'm diabetic on insulin. He had his toe. Did you say he had?
You're Muslim?
What?
Did you say I'm diabetic, I'm Muslim?
No. Insulin.
Insulin. I do apologise. I just wondered if that was a... Okay, sorry. Please carry on.
Okay. And did he say he had his toe off?
Gatford had it off. Just his toe.
Just in and out, not staying in. And I don't know how it would happen because,
No, not today, not lately. He's had it off ages ago.
Well, yeah, you're lucky.
Just his toe, not anything else we found out.
You're lucky having it off. Wish I could have it off. But anyway, I want you all to be well and healthy and keep safe. And please God, we'll all get through this. Okay? And good luck to all your families.
Thank you, Sonia. You're a lovely human being. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. You take care of yourself. Oh! I meant to get her to do the Bill Withers. Oh, balls. Forgot to play Bill Withers with Sonia. We will keep you, obviously, that's what we do. We'll keep you informed if anything in the situation with Boris Johnson changes. There's been nothing so far, Catherine. I believe an alarm would have flashed up. Oh!
No, nothing at the moment.
Did you... There goes a train. Can you hear it? I love it. Did you watch the Queen's speech the other night?
I did, and I found it really moving.
Yeah. I was watching it, and the boys were just finishing up Fortnite, and they came in just as halfway through it. And I said, boys, they wanted to watch National Treasure 2. We got Disney Plus this week, and the first 2 films we've watched on Disney Plus, $5.99 a month. National Treasure 2. The first one is brilliant. The second one, there's a bit too many words in there, but once you get to the action, it's a lot of fun. It's like Indiana Jones for kids, although I could not stop looking at Nicolas Cage's hair.
When you say wet. Hair, you mean quote-unquote hair. His weave.
Hair. And, but so we watched the Queen's speech, and I don't know if it's an indication of age or of... where we are in this whole thing. I found it really moving. I'm not someone who watches the Queen's speech at Christmas, by the way. Found it really moving. Found it spot on. I found the we'll meet again line at the end. Whoa, I thought it was great. I thought it was. I totally bought into it, and it did what it was meant to do. It gave me comfort.
Yeah, I found it really comforting, and I was trying not to let my emotions show, but there were a couple of moments where I sort of started to well up a bit, and I could see that out the corner of my eye, my eldest was sort of watching me, because she knew it was landing. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the point of having a queen, isn't it? At a time with national unrest and national worry, you have someone who is a sign of continuity. But wow, that really. I think it partly is just because of the atmosphere we're living in. That my emotions are quite near the surface anyway, and maybe our age. Yeah. But it was some speech. It was some speech.
Yeah, it was good. Really good, really good. Good evening, David Babcock.
Yeah, is that Ian?
You know it is. You phone us every single night.
Yeah, well, for those that don't know who I am, want to explain it?
What? Yeah, you're the boring guy that plays flight simulators online, and you had sex with a Hoover. But yeah, go on, explain what else.
Yeah, well, I represent an ever-narrowing corner of this earth, which is the paranormal community.
Okay, well, so you're our second paranormal call this evening, so...
Yeah, well, I've rang in about that, actually. I don't usually get triggered, you probably call it. But I'm fuming.
Okay, triggered. You're what,
sorry? Fuming. Right?
Isn't fuming, Kath, isn't fuming French for smoking?
Right, listen.
Fumer, oui.
Listen, wise guy.
Fumer.
Faut pas fumer.
You think it's acceptable to slag off paranormal investigators on your national radio station?
Did you hear the context of the slagging?
I was kind of half listening, but I heard what I needed to hear.
Right. Oh, we go.
What?
Right. Hello?
Here we go, what?
I can't hear you. Say that again.
I said, do you think it's acceptable to slag off paranormal investigators?
We just had that bit. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So the conversation moves on to the you coming back with another facile point. Yeah.
You do think that's acceptable, do you?
Well, when they go stomping...
How many
May I? When they go stomping round graveyards and supposed, haunted locations when everyone else is locked down, yeah, anyone who stomps around when they're supposed to be locked down will get slagged off on this station.
Okay, and do you really think that you can catch coronavirus from ghosts?
No, but you can catch it from idiots who are walking around when they shouldn't be.
Oh, we're idiots now, are we?
Have you been doing it?
Yeah, I've been stomping around with my idiot friends, apparently.
Well, thanks to you, we're going to have an official martial law lockdown where we will not be allowed to leave the house. Does that make you happy?
Well, that is our careers. That is our careers. We need to be out there.
David, I have to go to the news. Stay there because I want to hear more of nonsense from you. I'd also like to play the Bill Withers game with you. I think you'd be quite good at it. 0344 499 1000. Oh, we got Barry from Watford coming up soon. This, dear listener, is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
But that don't coincide. Well,
poor neighbour David, Catherine. I was belting out Nick Lowe at the top of my lungs. And David's been very polite and very patient. David and his son, Sydney, very polite, very patient with me doing the show. But, my God, that may have been the final straw.
I should think so. Right up the chimney and down his. Terrible business.
Some song. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10.
Oh.
On Talk Radio, I'm Iain Lee. Who are you, lady?
I'm Catherine Boyle.
And I'm also the star of BBC Radio 4. Thanks very much. If you want to, they put a clip out of me, and they used the picture of me presenting the show in my onesie on Radio 4. They made me look silly.
Why? What, they made you wear that onesie?
Well, I was wearing the onesie, but because they clipped a little bit from the show I did last week, the media show, because I was so good on it. And they've clipped it, and it's going viral. I think it's had like 300 or maybe even 400 listens. And they put like a little montage. It's the bit where basically I'm saying don't listen to James O'Brien. And they've made a little visual montage of pictures of me at microphones. And one of the pictures is me wearing my Superman onesie here.
Well, unfortunately, it is a faithful representation of you. So anyway, it's a nice onesie.
I was very, very close. One day this week, or maybe next week, I'm going to do the show in a suit. I'm also going to do the show in my onesie again. And also, if you're very lucky, boys and girls, I might present the show whilst wearing my jungle outfit. How's about them apples? David, I've got to say, David, people are not on your side. We've had a tweet from Daniel. Well said to the paranormal guy. He is an idiot. Careers are being ruined up and down the country, mine included, but we're all in it together, so we do as we're told. Take the benefits from the government and hope it all ends sooner. A lot of people calling you out as being an absolute muppet, mate, because you go and do seances, you go and talk to the dead people in graveyards when we're supposed to be social distancing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, last time I checked, it was a free country, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we're in lockdown, mate, because there's a killer, there's an invisible killer stalking the streets.
Look, I'm not going round alleyways and street corners coughing on people, right? That's not how I roll. What I'm doing is, I'm going to fields where people aren't around, and I'm getting in touch with the dead. And if you've got a problem with that, well, come at me, bro. Because quite frankly...
You're doing it in your 1 hour allotted time that the government says you can exercise, because that's fine.
Oh, yeah, try and get him arrested.
Why are you being so narky tonight, David? What's going on with you?
Well, I don't appreciate people on national radio slagging off my compadres.
No, but this was a big gang of them who were told about stomping around. If it's just you, talking to invisible people, that's fine.
Oh, no, it's me, Bernard, it's me, Bertie. David and the other David, but we stick. We're not too close together. We don't. I mean, we're never that close together in the first place. But that's by the by. What we do is our business. We're not putting anyone at risk. I'm simply
putting each other at risk. Are Bernard and Bertie real people, or are these your spirit guides?
No, Bernard and Bertie. Bernard is overweight.
Okay, so that doesn't help him if he gets this thing.
Right. Also, can I just say, also, speaking to dead people, you can't do it. It's nonsense. It's a nonsense. So you're putting your life and other lives at risk for something that isn't real.
Yeah. Well, my heart will go on, right? And what I'm saying to you is, I am a paranormal investigator, right? You with me so far?
Yeah, you're a knob.
Right,
you don't get paid for it, do you? You're not doing this is your essential work that you can't do from home. Just checking.
Right. Do you what hobbies have you got, Kathleen, sorry?
Well, I do indoor hobbies at the moment for the sake of my children and other people and myself.
Indoor hobbies sounds indecent.
Sounds a bit saucy.
It might be. None of your business.
Oh.
Listen, all I'm saying is, right, I don't suck fools gladly. And what I'll say is...
You don't do what?
I don't suck fools gladly.
Suck? I don't think that's the saying. I think it's suffer, isn't it?
Yeah, gladly. Right.
Why are you sucking fools?
The be-all and end-all is this, right? Don't slag me off, or I'll come on here and I'm feisty. There we are. End of, full stop.
All right, well, don't be a knobhead and we won't slag you off.
0344 499 1000. Would you like to play the Bill Withers game?
Yeah, right, go on.
Okay, so hang on a minute. I reset. Ready, steady. And I'm just timing the day. As soon as I hear the dirt of day, I start. The rest of it doesn't count. So in your own time.
Ready?
Yes.
A lovely
I think it stopped. You stopped in there. 20. Well,
I feel like I'm gonna.
I heard a
faint.
I heard a. Shut up. I heard a stop in there, Catherine.
There was a little crack, wasn't there?
It sounded like you stopped and then took a breath.
No, that's not quick enough for a breath, was it?
No, we're not counting that one. Go again. Ready?
No, how long was it?
Steady,
How long was it?
Go. No, I'm not doing it. It doesn't count. Ready, steady, go.
A lovely
Okay, stop there. Stop there. That was 14.44, so that's almost
Still
exactly a second less than
length.
Gatford. Yeah, well, it's rubbish. Goodbye, David.
Knob off.
Deary me.
Let's go to... Oh, whoa. Hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with, caller. Bear with. I've just got to do a little bit of...
Keep your spirits up special. We don't want to go mental. We're all stuck at home. Someone throw me a bone. And we will get it special. The last bit don't work.
Good evening, Barry.
Good evening.
Barrington.
Can I have a go of the game?
Oh, you want to play Bill Withers?
Please.
Right, let me get the stopwatch up. Right, so far we've got Babcock at 14 seconds, 0.44, and Gatford at 15.42. Barry, you give it your best shot. I start the clock on the dirt of day. Away you go.
It's a lovely day.
Oh dear.
Okay,
How was that?
That sounded like a prolapse.
That was 2.44 seconds. That's the worst one by 12.
Let me have another go.
Okay, mate, away you go. Are you sitting down?
A lovely day. Is that better?
Okay, that was less than a second.
One more go.
Careful.
Okay, dear God.
A lovely day.
You can't keep saying a lovely day over and over again.
Oh.
That was 1.39.
Tell him it was really long. Tell him it was really long. Otherwise he's going to do himself a mischief.
I've nearly done a poo.
You're right.
Barry.
I could hear the pressure.
Barry, that was over. That was 25 seconds. That's the best one by 10 seconds.
Thank you so much, everyone. What do I win? You better pants.
Not quite, my friend. Not quite, my friend.
Well, thank you, everyone. There are winners in this world, and there are... No, I was just planning to say a lot of talk about the Queen and being the Vera Lynn.
Did you watch the Queen's speech?
Very much so. Very much so, and I thought it was excellent. And I just want to say this. I'm very much the Arthur Askey stroke Vera Lynn of talk radio, I like to think. And
I've got a feeling that you've been drinking again.
No, I've not been... Well, actually, I have been earlier, but I thought I'd sobered up. But the point is this. Can I give my speech, my little speech, to pep everyone up and to keep your spirits up special? I thought, a little you got any nice patriotic music you could
Let me
play?
just type in. Hang on a second. Nice
patriotic music.
Nice patriotic music. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Are you ready? In your own time, Barry. Here comes some nice patriotic music.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's all stick together at this terrible time and remember all the wonderful things that made this country great and things that we will return to when this silly business is all over. Linda Lusardi, Branston Pickle, lovely bottoms on the beach, Andy Floss, Suzanne Mitzi in the 80s, armbands, buckets and spade shops, Bobby Davro, pebbles on the beach, the Union flag, apples, children scrumping for apples, dirty knees, football, parks and that.
If you've run out of stuff, you can stop.
No, I'm still going.
No.
Recreation grounds, dangerous
Same thing as parks.
balloons and that.
What?
Children's
They're
parties.
universal. You've done children.
Gary Lineker.
Okay.
Feral cats.
Who?
Feral cats.
Cheryl Cole, yeah. Briquettes.
Okay. Briquettes.
Barbecue.
I think you kind of. Well done. The music finished. Well done.
Oh,
well done.
Jolly ladies.
Big jolly ladies. Okay.
Jolly
Some of
ladies.
those were in a. Okay. Well, that's great, Barry. I think. We've got that you like big bosoms. We got that Suzanne Mitzi and Linda Lusardi.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to let you go now, Barry, because it's getting a little bit inappropriate, mate.
Keep your chins up, everyone.
Thank you, Barry. Take care. Lots of love to Margaret.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Keep going.
Bye-bye.
Hope and glory, etc.
Okay.
On the buses.
Please
on
put
the buses.
We finished the list, Barry. I
Good
can't
night,
cut you
Barry.
off, so you're going to have.
Bullseye.
You're gonna have to put the. Let's just go to a break, please, John. Thank you.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Oh, 0344 499 1000. Things are getting serious, Kath.
Yeah.
I've got the chocolate fingers out. It's not a euphemism. And I've got the cream soda. We are in uncharted territory here. 0344 499
I did a bad thing.
Go on. You were going to say something.
I did a really bad thing earlier on. My mum
What did you do?
got some Easter eggs to us this week because she's not sure when she'll be able to do that in future. Obviously,
You
the Easter
didn't?
Bunny. Well, there was no whining, and we had no pudding because we're going to do the shopping tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm afraid the minstrel's egg is no more. Don't tell me, Mum. I'll be in trouble, seriously.
I've got 3 Easter eggs in my house and I've not touched them. Not touched them.
Well done.
Because Jesus hasn't been crucified and risen yet.
He'll forgive me, won't he? If I'm very sorry.
0344 499 1000. We've got a few calls to get through. So let's go to Tina first. Good evening, Tina. Welcome to Talk Radio. How can we help you?
Hi, I'm a first-time caller, and I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom my heart.
There you go, Catherine. I think that's for you.
Thanks very much.
It's for
I like
you.
the bottom of your heart.
The bottom of your heart.
It's for you. It's for you because people love you. It's for you. And love you, Catherine, too. Not just... Well, it's
Tina,
nice, isn't it?
Have you been drinking or have you gone crazy?
No, I'm full of the Holy Spirit.
Oh, gosh.
And that's a lovely thing. And it's lovely to send love. And that's what this world needs. Don't you agree?
What the world needs now.
What the world needs most.
Sweet love. Spin it out.
Sweet love.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say one thing, but before I go?
Let me just...
Well, two things, actually.
Hang on. You've asked if you can say something. I've not decided whether you can say anything yet. Do you mind if I just think? Let me just think for a second. Hang on. Do I want Tina to say something or not?
Potentially two things.
Two things before she goes. I don't know, Catherine. Do we want Tina to say?
I mean, it's risky, but I mean, she's already launched into two songs.
She's talking about her boredom.
Pretty please.
The bottom of her heart. Go on.
Oh, go on then.
Please. Oh, thank you so much. Well, the first thing is you could have saved a lot of money. Instead of buying chocolate Easter eggs, you could have done some boiled eggs, painted them. It's much more fun. It's a lot cheaper. And the children would have loved it.
Children would like boiled eggs painted brown.
No. You boil an egg and you use tissue paper and you put it in water and you dye it, and then you paint a face on it, and it's fun for the children.
Have you been in the supermarket recently? I haven't been able to get eggs for about a week.
Oh, you get the eggs from a petty station, Kath. That's where you get the eggs. I've got loads.
You should go to a farm, Catherine.
A farm?
You should support the farmers, Catherine.
The farmer around here is doing great guns. He's not got any eggs either.
Tina, you should support the children. What child prefers boiled eggs over chocolate ones?
Well, it's better for them. It's got protein and a lot of nutrients, and it's better than chocolate.
Protein. God, I've got too much I've got protein coming out of certain orifices in my body. That's how much protein I've got.
Too much info.
Well, it's healthier.
Next.
Chocolate makes you fat.
Next.
Eggs make you
making us fat. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, well, and the other thing is I know I shouldn't say this, but I'd like to say I think we're all going to be praying tonight for Boris Johnson and prayers for rain.
I don't think we will, because not everyone believes in prayer.
Well, that's true.
But if you choose to do that, then that's great for you. But you know, if prayers worked, the coronavirus would be gone tomorrow. It would be gone tomorrow.
No, you can't blame God for everything, can you?
I wasn't blaming God for anything. I'm just saying, if you could, okay, well let's do this. Why don't we? If you could quantify the results of prayers, I would suggest the stats would come out pretty much saying they don't work so well. But I don't want to take anything away. Okay, so if I believe in prayer,
I know what you're going to say now.
No, you don't.
In your heart, you've got to be sincere and sensible, and you've got to believe and have faith.
Okay, so if I believe and have faith in my heart and I'm sensible, and I do a prayer tonight saying, "Dear God,
sensible
please."
to ask for something. I mean, come on, you know.
Right.
Depends, doesn't it? I mean.
Oh, well, it. See, suddenly now there are all kinds of rules that we have to.
No, you could be praying to win the lottery, right? You know.
Not what I was going to say.
Oh. It depends, doesn't it?
My prayer would be to get rid of this goddamn COVID-19 and coronavirus, which in my head is just... Here's the thing. I don't think praying makes things happen, but I do think it brings comfort to those people that pray. I think that's what prayer is about.
No, it's not. It isn't.
Okay, so you're going to pray tonight for Boris Johnson to get better, and tomorrow morning he'll be fine.
I'm going to ask. I'm not going to demand. I'm going to ask.
Right,
Like, your child might ask for something, right? No, your child might ask for something, but as a father, you know it's not the right time to give what that child's asking for.
Gosh.
It's true.
Listen, yeah, but there's a difference between asking for a cure for cancer and asking for a Mars bar.
Well, it's a fact. One day, we're all going to go home. Hopefully, to the home we want to go to.
No. It's a fact that one day we're all going to die. That's a fact. It's up in the air.
Well, what you believe in determines where you go. If you think there's nothing, there'll be nothing.
Tina.
It's true.
Tina. Come on. Really?
Look, if you believe you can't climb that mountain, you've already failed. You won't climb it. You won't get to the top.
Well, why would I want to climb a mountain?
It's because what you believe in. If you believe there's no God, then there's no God. If you believe, what do you say to your children? You believe in them, don't you? You want them to do well. Even if that child doesn't believe in themselves, if you believe in them and they feel you believe in them, then they'll do well and believe in themselves.
Not necessarily. I know so many people who believe in themselves and whose parents believed in themselves, and they never quite achieved what perhaps they could have achieved.
But was it what the parents wanted them to achieve, or really was it what they really wanted?
I don't know, because this conversation is getting too weird and is getting too nonsensical.
Oh, okay, I am sorry.
If praying works for you, I am not going to knock it. But if prayer worked, then we wouldn't have the coronavirus tomorrow.
That's now to do with God.
Well, then what are we praying for? Okay, well, if prayers work, then Boris Johnson will be fine tomorrow.
Who knows?
Well, I thought you did.
If all people pray at 12 o'clock, the power of prayer is a wonderful thing, and things can happen.
Tell you what's better, medicine.
What? If we had a cure for it, well, that's it, isn't it? But there's nothing at the moment, is there?
Okay. There's a lot of people working really hard to make sure he gets the best treatment. I put my faith in those people.
And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Bye, Tina. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Hey, listen, whatever gets you through the night at the moment. I pray. I don't pray to a Christian God, but I pray. For guidance and stuff. But for me, prayer is like a meditation. For me, the prayer is like a meditation, and then when I meditate, I get the answer. But it kind of comes from within myself, I think. Anyway, that suddenly got very heavy, didn't it? After a rather whimsical start, it got a little bit heavy. Let's go to Wayne. Good evening, Wayne.
Good evening, Kath. Good evening, Ian. And how the devil are you?
Don't mention the devil after that conversation.
I love your Radio 4, the Q&A. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Late 60s, when I was about 10, some travellers pulled on some waste ground in our cul-de-sac. Oh. And what I noticed, very exciting. Well, as a 10-year-old, very exciting. And I noticed used to start the vehicle with a corned beef key. You know the key, what you undo corned beef with, yeah?
Yes, I do know a corned beef key, yes.
Yeah, well, anyway, that was stuck in my mind. Anyway, eventually they let me sit round the campfire one night, and they took something off the campfire and they cracked it in half and they said, "Here, do you want a bit?" So I tasted it. I said, "Oh, that's lovely." He said, "Do you know what it is?" I went, "Corned beef." He went, "No, hedgehog." well, since then I've had a great fondness for hedgehogs, not eating them, but try to home them. And I called in last week and I was telling you that I converted my kennel into a hedgehog hotel. Well, I've got the first residents. I didn't come up for breath then, did it?
And it's a hedgehog, I'm assuming.
Yes. Apparently there's only 25,000 left in existence, and that's worrying. Oh,
go
you
on.
did this
Sorry,
last
go on.
week. You went all quiet on me. You did this last week. You went all quiet on me.
And I'm just reading some nonsense on Twitter. Okay, so you got a hedgehog. Well, that's great news. They're riddled with fleas and TB. No, hang on, that's badgers. That's brilliant news.
Yeah. Yeah,
I am wondering, I'm beginning to wonder if every single caller... Can I let you into a little secret, Wayne? That me and Catherine are having a little private conversation over the past couple of weeks, right? Brought to our attention by none other than well, I won't say who. But we think that one of our callers is a massive liar. I'm not saying it's not you, Wayne. It's not you.
Okay.
We think that one of our callers is a really big liar. And I started off being very sceptical, going, no. They're telling the truth. They're telling the truth. And then every time, sometimes they phone other radio shows. And every time they do, and one of us hears it, we'll text the other person and go, well, now this person has said this, and that doesn't really tally with what... And I'm now coming round to thinking, Kath, you might be onto something. It's not you, Wayne. I promise you it's not you, and it's none of the callers we've had tonight. But I'm thinking you might be onto something, Boyley.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the show that I heard him on last, because I wanted to just have a quick look at the records to see if it's the same person that keeps phoning us, because the story was so wildly different, the backstory, that... yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So he's tried to phone the show to make out he's saying something interesting, and it's something he's made up.
He's told us a number of scenarios, which we didn't check out with what he was telling someone else over the weekend.
Well, I promise you, I've never phoned another radio station in my life.
No, it's not you. It's not you.
It's not you! But this is the fun thing. This is the fun thing, Wayne. Every other caller is now going, my God, it's... They know. They know.
Oh, you set paranoia out now.
Yeah, that's it. We're turning everybody. We're doing everybody is now getting panicky.
You will be, yeah.
Good.
Oh, my God, yeah. So I ended up eating an hedgehog, which was not good when I was 10.
Hang on, what? Whoa. What?
Yes, I said to you, after a while, they let me sit round the campfire with them. Now, you've got to remember, when I see them start their vehicle with a key off a corned beef tin, that stuck in my mind for some reason. Anyway, eventually they let me sit.
So now you've set up a hedgehog hotel.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen the movie Hostel?
No, sorry, I haven't. No.
It is a film where these guys go backpacking. I think it's set in like Belgium or Bulgaria or something. And they go backpacking and they stay in a hostel, and then they become like torture victims and get killed. Is that what you're going to be doing with your hedgehogs?
Oh, no. God, no. No. I treat them like royalty.
But you did eat a hedgehog. Is this that you feeling guilty about...
I do feel guilty. But you've got to understand here, that bloody key... and that corned beef tin made me think it was corned beef. And the way they did it, they baked it in clay. So when it's cooked, they could just split it in half.
Okay.
And all of these...
Thank you very much for your call. Thank you very much. Cut him off, please. 0344 499 1000. That was hideous. Catherine, that was hideous. Are you there, Catherine, or are you still doing undercover
Tell you what was hideous this
work?
weekend. I'm doing a little bit of detective work. Tell you what was hideous this weekend. I watched Midsommar.
Oh. It's on Prime, I think, or Netflix. I can't remember. Any good?
Well, it was slow to start. And then when it started, it was relentless. Yeah. I don't think I enjoyed it. I think I endured it. I don't think I'll ever forget it. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm watching it then. I watched Five Guys, One Cup tonight from last week.
You're a traitor.
Which is the dating show. I'm not a traitor. Just you don't come round anymore. You don't come round.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to. The government will not let me. But you should be saving it up.
Well, okay. It's for those who don't know, it's the dating show on Channel 4 where one horny lady invites 5 guys round and then she picks one. And this week it was old people.
Yeah.
And
I've been looking forward to that. Now you've seen it.
It wasn't that good, really. It was a little bit of saucy fun, but it wasn't that good.
One of the old guys had a ponytail, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, old hippie. He was. She walked into the living room at one point, and he's on his knees, like praying to Shiva or something. I don't know. And she just walked out. Anyway, Tristan. How are we saying this? Is this Tristan or Tristane?
Tristan.
Tristan. Hey, Tristan. What you got for us?
Iain. I rang up about the coronavirus lockdown, but first, I would like to say thank you to you because. Here we go. I spent the last 16 years in jail, and for a long period of that, I've been listening to your shows on Absolute Radio, LBC, XFM. I think you were at Virgin at one point.
Yeah.
Before I went to prison, when I was younger, I used to watch you on the 11 o'clock show. And your show did get me through a lot of good times. It got me through a lot of hard times, and it sort of gave me something to look forward to. And what I would do, it probably sounds quite sad, is sometimes I would record your shows onto cassettes, and then during the days, or on the days you weren't on, I would listen to them again. And even though I'd already listened to them, it would still, it would still have that hook-lifting effect. So I just want to say thank you.
Nice one, man. No, thank you. Thank you. How long you been out for?
So I got released on the 16th of March. So I've been out for...
Flipping heck. What a world to be released into! My God! Tristan!
I know.
Let me back in. How are you finding it? I mean, what are we, 3 weeks down the line? How are you finding it?
Oh, man. It's mental. It's really mental.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been out of the game, if you like, for 15 years, 9 months. So I've come out to just a smartphone. Didn't exist when I went to prison. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And all these things are kind of, in one sense, they're kind of like insignificant things. But also that they're now such a part of society. They're so woven into society. And they're things that I'm only just starting to use and starting to get my head around. Today I got a Snapchat account, which a lot of people have probably been laughing at, and, oh my God, he's only just got Snapchat's dead, blah, blah, blah. But,
Tristan, here's the thing, I don't even really know what Snapchat is. I'm aware of it. I don't really know what it is. I would suggest you don't need to dive into all these social media. If it makes you happier, then by all means do. But there may be something about being disconnected from things like Facebook and Snapchat that may make your life a little bit easier. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's good for you to get in touch with old friends and family and stuff.
Yeah, that's my main motivation. Today I was on YouTube and I was catching up on some of your old stuff. I was watching some of your 11 o'clock show revisited.
Oh yeah, nice one. Thank you.
Today I was watching Series 1, Episode 5, I think it was.
Yeah.
I was watching that one, and I also watched Iain and Kath versus Radio, which I thought was very funny.
Nice one, man.
So like I said, I just want to say thank you, primarily to you. Also, Kath has been working with you for the last couple of years, and obviously she does a brilliant job. I remember you working with Agent Chris and Ellen.
Yeah, they're my previous presenters. Kath, and I've been so lucky. I've worked with such brilliant producers for the most part, but man alive, I've ended up with the best one out there with Catherine. She's incredible, and I think we're doing the best stuff together. Tristan, in all honesty, what you're telling me, I cannot express and explain how I don't know if happy is the right word, but I'm going to go with it. How happy that makes me feel hearing someone who has been in your position telling me that my work, in inverted commas, meant so much to them. So I genuinely, I'm really grateful that you shared that with me, Tristan. Thank you very much, mate.
You're welcome. So
was there anything else you wanted to say?
I was going to talk about the coronavirus lockdown, but I think now...
Nah.
I don't know if I want to now, if I'm honest with you.
Nah. Hey, Tristan, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Listen, I've got a job. It's my last one, and then I'm out. It's a bank. I've got the route. What? I've got the what?
Not
you
this
might be
again.
able to help,
He thought he was out and you're trying to drag him back in.
Just one more job, Tris. One more job.
Just one big one, yeah? We're sorted for life, yeah?
Sorted for life. We'll be millionaires. It's $1 million each. Tris,
Hey,
stay safe, my friend. You call us anytime.
Yeah, on.
No!
I'm joking.
Tristan,
I'm joking.
stay safe, mate. It's so nice to talk to you. And honestly, I can't tell you how touched I am that you shared all that. So thank you so much. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, if you're a long-time listener, first-time caller, you get the bell. I look forward to our next call, mate. Stay safe.
Thank you very much. And thank you to Kath as well.
Oh,
thank you, Tristan. 0344 499 1000. Oh, calls like that, Kath, that makes it all worthwhile. I have to say as well, we've kind of unofficially adopted the Frog Chorus by Paul McCartney as kind of an anthem for the show and while we're going through all this nonsense. Thank you to everybody, and I'm not going to say all the names because I'll forget one and it will look snarky, but a load of listeners got together. You know that awful Imagine video that Wonder Woman did with a load of idiots?
Well, the very heartfelt
a lot of our listeners,
millionaire
yes.
Video, yeah.
Yeah, that one. A lot of our listeners in lockdown got together, well, you didn't get together, virtually got together, and recorded the Frog Chorus in a similar style. And we didn't know this was going on. And the video got posted. Nelly posted the video today on Twitter, and we've retweeted it. And it was a real surprise. And I saw it, and I got a little bit choked up. And I sent it to Kath. I suspect Catherine got a little bit choked up. It was stunning. It was beautiful. Everyone that made that, because I just had a bit of bad news, and then I got that, and it really cheered me up. So everybody that made that, thank you very much indeed. That was lovely, wasn't it, Boyley?
It was. And as you say, it came at a bit of a lull in our afternoon where things had got a little bit dark. And that came out of nowhere. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed to everyone that was involved with that. That was really, really special. 0344 499 1000, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative. Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Okay, Catherine, the evidence gets more and more intriguing. Can I play you? Let's go. I've got. Can I play? No, let's go to Keith first because I found something that is very funny, but is too long to play. I was toying with playing it in its entirety, but at nearly 16 minutes, it's too long, and only a handful of people will find the joke even vaguely amusing. But I'll play you a bit of it. Let's go to Keith first. Good evening, Keith.
Good evening, Iain and Kath.
Hi, Keith.
Keith, what can we do for you on this holiest of Mondays?
Basically, I'm ringing because I just want to share a story with you, and if I didn't share it today, I think today is the most appropriate day to do it, especially after watching GMTV this morning and seeing some of your tweets today about Eddie Large.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, basically, I just want to share a story about Little and Large that I hope you find interesting. But basically, what it was in the 70s, we used to always go to Blackpool on our holidays. And I remember 1978, we stayed at Butlins Hotel in Blackpool, which was near North Pier, and Little and Large were doing a show, and they had some fantastic acts on, and I remember my mum and dad took me and my brother to watch them, and I've never seen, up until this day, I've never seen a show like it. But what I'd like to say is the people who were on with them were we had Norman Collier, Frank Carson, Jim Davidson, and we used to watch them. We used to go in the arcade right near the pier, and you'd see the likes of Norman Collier walking onto the pier. And I remember my brother would go up to me and go and do that funny walk with Norman Collier. He'd love it, and I'd go up to him and and I'd do this funny walk along the pier, and he was lovely with it, and as was Frank Carson. brother say, go up to him and say, a cracker's a cracker. And I went up to him and said, that's a cracker or whatever. Yeah. And he just shook my hand and all that. But little and large really struck me because I remember they came off one night and we waited. My mum and dad were with us and we waited. And I just wanted to say what a great show. And I told I went up to Eddie Large and told him a joke, and he gave me the answer before I asked him a joke, and he gave me the answer. And then I remember Sid Little going, "No, you shouldn't do that." And he goes, but Eddie Large goes, "That's okay." And he asked me my name, and he walked us both, me and my brother, both back to the to Butlins Hotel, and he goes, "I'll tell you lots of jokes. You can go and tell your friends." And they were lovely with us, and he dropped us right off at the entrance to the hotel, and they said, "Come back tomorrow night at the same time, and we'll do the same again, and see if you can relay the jokes to me and make me laugh." And we did, and they were just wonderful people. So I just wanted to share that story.
I appreciate that, Keith. That's very nice. For those of you who don't know, Eddie Large passed away. And for some of our newer listeners, we had Eddie on the show. It's 3 years ago, Catherine. Imagine.
God,
We had Eddie
that long
on.
ago?
It was 3 years ago, and it was after a lot of celebrities had died, and me and Catherine made this real conscious effort that we were going to get older entertainers on who had meant something to us and tell us that they meant something to us while they were still alive. It was all nice, people where someone dies, oh, we missed them and they were great. No. Tell it to them while they're still alive. So we had Eddie Large on, and he was delightful, and we just really clicked, didn't we, Kath? The three of us really got on, and we really clicked, and I had a really stupid idea of doing... he hadn't done any live performance for over a decade because he'd had heart trouble, and I kind of said to him, well, why don't you let me put on a show? It'll just be like a Q&A. I'll organise it. You can have all the money. I'll put it together. You haven't got to do anything. You've just got to turn up. I'll show a few clips. I'll interview you. The audience will ask questions. I don't know. I don't really want to do it, Ian. I don't want to do it. I said, all right, Ed, no worries. I'll just put it out there. And about a month later, he got back in touch. Yeah, I've spoken to a couple of people, and I don't really want to do it, but they've said that maybe I should do it. So, and he made it really bloody difficult. He lived in not
Portishead.
Portishead, thank you. He lived in Portishead. The nearest town is Bristol, about 20 miles away. Wouldn't let me book it in Bristol. It had to be in Portishead, which is this very small little town. He made it really, really difficult. And I spent a few £100 putting it on. I think I took £300 out of the ticket money, which covered some of it. But I got posters done and put it all on. And he was terrified that no one would come. He genuinely thought no one would come. And people did. It sold out. I oversold it by quite a bit, actually. It was a mistake on my part. And he did the first half. He came out and told stories. And at the start, he's so nervous. And then he relaxed into it. And the second half, it's me interviewing him, showing some clips. We had our mate Dredge running around, getting questions from the audience. And it was beautifully, and I was so proud of it. And this is the thing, Catherine, and I've retweeted the clip. Eddie obviously died over the weekend. And his son, Ryan, and his wife, Patsy, I called her Patty, but that's the name of my cat, Patsy. Patsy's a very glamorous, slightly younger than Eddie, but not massive, but hairdresser.
Yeah, wasn't she a dancer?
She was a dancer.
Yeah.
Very glamorous woman.
Still
so
the
lovely.
showgirl. Yeah.
Oh, she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And her and Ryan were on Good Morning Britain today with Sid Little, and I would turn my phone on, and loads of people went, oh, they've just talked about you on Good Morning Britain. I'm thinking, oh, God, what have I done now? And I saw the clip, and it was Ryan very kindly name-checking me twice about that evening. And I was so thrilled that he mentioned it. And Ryan messaged me. I've been talking to Ryan a little bit privately. And let me just, I'm sure he won't mind me reading this. So this is Ryan. Yeah, I told the story on Good Morning Britain about how Dad didn't want to do the show because he didn't think anyone would turn up. But that you talked him into it, and it was a sellout, and everyone loved it. It truly is one of my favourite moments with Dad. Oh, this gets me, this does. It truly is one of my favourite moments with Dad because he really thought he'd been forgotten. We are so grateful you convinced him to do it.
Do you know what, though?
That does it for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just thinking about. I mean, I hope Ryan's listening because I just want him to know that I've never forgot that moment when his dad took his time out for me and my brother. And for three nights running, walking from the North Pier to our hotel with us, taking his time out to do that, and trying to get me to, because he asked me what do you like telling jokes? Do you want to go on the stage as well? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, I'll give you some tips. And they were both Sid Little and Eddie Large were wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And it's just little. I mean, they all were. Frank Carson as well and Norman Collier both. They were all fantastic to us, and there's no they were just. You hear this phrase, men of the people. But they were just. They were
the missing link between what we've got now and kind of old school. Come in, Keith. We've got to move on. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate you sharing that. 0344 499 1000. Thank you very much, Keith. That message from Ryan Cath and him mentioning. Well, he's talking about an entire career, and he on Good Morning Britain. He mentions a thing that I put on, and do
you know why? Because Susanna Reid led up to it perfectly. She was saying, "Why do we have to wait until this happens to tell people that they're wonderful? We should do it before they go." And he went, "Well, actually," and there it happened.
Yeah, good. And that message from him saying it's one of my favourite memories of Dad. That'll do. I was gutted about his death. He's an old man, but. He probably would have made it if it hadn't been for this crappy lurgy that he caught in the hospital. Anyway, Ryan and Patsy are just delightful, and best of luck. They've been very sweet to me. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. When we come back, John, I'm not going to play a song at the start because I just want to play a bit of something that I found earlier on that some people will find entertaining and some people will find incredibly irritating. Catherine, have you got 4 minutes worth of material to fill up to the news?
Only that you got me thinking about Patsy and Eddie. Can I say the thing that makes this especially heartbreaking? What happened?
Go on.
Was how devoted they were to each other. There have been moments in my life where I've seen older couples and you think, oh, that's how I want to be when I'm their age. And that sounds terribly patronising, but you know what I mean? Like the time I saw my dad sitting at the end of the garden watching the grandchildren, my mum went over to give him a cup of tea and he pulled her and she sat on his knee and he gave her a kiss. And you think, oh, man, they're in their, later years and they still behave like teenagers. And Eddie and Patsy were like that. And it was the moment where... Because, Ryan said this on GMB this morning, that all the kind of demands and stuff, saying he didn't want to go out of Portishead and stuff, were because he didn't think anyone was going to come and see him. He was very nervous about it. And the fact that he had Patsy standing in the wings so he could keep her in his eye line because he needed her there. I thought that was so beautiful.
There was Patsy on one side who was there, you're right, so he could look at her and she would, and there was me on the other side in the wings, just in case... he was worried that he was going to dry up. And the first couple of minutes, it was a little bit touch and go. And of course he didn't. Once he warmed up, he was into it. But I was really worried he was going to fall off the stage or he'd need a drink. So I'm stood there watching that. And Pats is at the other side. And when it took about 2 or 3 minutes, and then suddenly he sort of took off. And me and Pats just gave each other the thumbs up and went, this is going to be all right. This is going to be all right.
But she had every faith in him. And I think she was instrumental in getting him to do it. And she was so thrilled afterwards. I remember, we all spoke, and Ryan especially, and Patsy came over and said that they were so grateful that they'd had that moment. Because Eddie wanted to show Ryan what it used to be like. Ryan didn't really remember him being on telly, did he?
And it couldn't really be argued they were the greatest comedians in the world, but they brought a lot of pleasure. I've got so many fond memories about watching them, and 18 million viewers a night. 18 million viewers a night.
They were Saturday night telly. Forget PJ and Duncan.
They were, and they were iconic, and it was. I was so thrilled to be a part of that. Genuinely, it's one of my top 10 achievements in my life, possibly top 5 after what I've heard the last day or so. But then to have them cite it on the telly and to get a message like that from Ryan, that'll do. Because it was a bugger to organise. I tell you that, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But I didn't want to let him know I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So every time he'd send me an email or phone up and go, yes, Eddie, no, it's going brilliantly, absolutely fine. Well, I'm thinking, oh, my God, I'm so out of my depth. But it was a lot of fun.
That was brilliant.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the late night alternative. We've got an eye on the news, and the big news, of course, is that Boris Johnson. George, what are you doing? George, the big news is that George is under my table and is being an idiot. Boris Johnson is in intensive care, and we've got an eye on that. And if there are any developments, I suspect there won't be tonight. But if there are any developments, of course, we will let you know what is happening there. You're very welcome. I know that news has freaked a lot of people out. You're very welcome to call up and just share how you're feeling. But also in the last hour, we're still playing the Bill Withers game. We can just have a bit of a laugh as well. I really do think a laugh is so important at the moment. So, switchboard's empty. Give us a call now. 0344 499 Night Alternative. Weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Across the UK. Late night with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. So, Catherine, let me play you a bit of this, right? This is funny. Dave, our mate Dave, said, I got some Beatles bootlegs for you. Do you want them? I said, boy, yes, I do. Send me those Beatles bootlegs. And one of them is called A Full Day in the Life, right? You know the song A Day in the Life.
I'm well aware of that one, yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a listen to this. Keep our... I will ride the fader. John, keep our... mine and Kath's lines open while we listen to this. This is A Day in the Life, A Full Day in the Life by the Beatles. Oh, hang on a second. No, it's not, because I've got a... why? Oh, hang on, I've muted my computer, haven't I? Let's go back. I'm an idiot. Oh, man, I'm an idiot. This should do it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph.
Okay, Kath, so far so good, yeah?
Yeah, standard.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the house of law. I saw a film today, oh boy. The English army had just won the war. Crowd of people turned away.
It's a great song. It's a classic. Here we go.
But I just had to look, having read the book. I'd love to turn you
Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way downstairs and drank a cup. Looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. Somebody spoke and I went into a dream. Missed my stop, ran downstairs, but forgot to pay the fare. The conductor chased me down the street. With blistered feet, I staggered into work. Morning, boss, sorry I'm late. Never seen him so irate. If it happens again, you're on your way. Now I want those accounts by the end of the day. Fed a sheet into the slot. Typewriter became hot. Ow! Jean, this machine is on the blink. She said with a wink, it's only out of ink. Typed a page, then number 2. Only 84 more to do. Never get it done in time, said Jean. I know what you mean, could you lend me a hand? She was off like a shot. By 10 to 12, she'd done the lot. Gave her a hug, she said thanks a bunch. Now won't you take me to lunch, it's what a gentleman would do. She tapped her foot and cleared her throat. I helped her into her coat. She grabbed my arm and marched me across the floor. Slammed the door, the boss gave her a frown. Tried to find a place to eat. She led the way to Regent Street. There's a lovely little place on the corner here. I thought to myself, this looks a little dear.
It goes on for 15 minutes.
Well, we're living a day in the life in real time. Flipping heck.
It is a full day in life. It's Peter Serafinowicz. And it is... it does the whole day, and it's one of those things where it's funny, and then it stops being funny and becomes quite annoying, and then it gets funny again. Let me just play a little bit more. I love it. I've never heard this. I love it so much. Here we go.
Bonjour, how do you do? Could I have a table for 2? He looked in his book and I told him my name. He said, that's a shame, you're so absolutely full. Dug my hand into my coat, slipped the maitre d' a note. He said, merci, I see what I can do. And we pushed past the queue and he showed us to our seats. Et voilà, bon appétit. Jean marveled at the venue. She could barely lift the menu. Oh, thank you so much, this is such a treat. And I pretended to eat cause my beef was undercooked. She leaned across, spilled champagne, completely soaked her quiche Lorraine. The waiter rolled his eyes and replaced her food. Jean said how rude, but I thought he had a point. She stood up, sat on my lap. Jean, I'm not that sort of chap. Now I appreciate your help, but you're not my type. And I lit my pipe, and she ran away in tears. Paid the bill, walked outside. Felt ashamed that Jean had cried. I walked round the block and shouted out for Jean, but she was nowhere to be seen, so I wandered back to work. Fed up, slightly full, stumbled past the dog and bull. Fancied a drink after all that grub, so I ducked into the pub and got myself a pint. At the bar, a neat old man introduced himself as Stan. Hello, sir. Fancy a drink? We had a nice little chat, then he started on the walk. And I got pretty bored, and I noticed the time. Oh, charming. Was this the street that we crossed? Began to realize I was lost. I ended up by the restaurant again. Then I heard Big Ben, it can't be 3 o'clock. Hailed a cab Taxi. To Savile Row. Gov, you sure that's where you want to go? Sure, mate, sure. If I'm not there soon, I'll get the sack. So I jumped in the back and we drove for 60 feet. I'd no idea it was here. I was actually quite near. Don't worry about it, mate. I'm unfamiliar with this part of town, I said. He shook his head and reversed into a bin. Gently closed the office door. Tiptoed across the floor. I was crouching down, not wanting to be seen. There was no sign of Jean, but then I spotted the boss. He was slumped across his desk, looking quite grotesque. I finished those accounts, I said, and he lifted his head, his face looked rather grim. What's the deal with you and Jean? I said, I don't know what you mean. Don't lie to me, lad, what's going on? And I said, hold on, and he grabbed me by the neck. Couldn't move or take a breath, felt alarmingly near death. The boss made a face, then released his grasp. I let out a gasp and crumpled to the floor. I think she wants to make me jealous. She's always flirting with the fellas. She's upset I don't want to tie the knot. I said why not, and saw the picture on his desk. That's Elaine, he said through tears. We've been married 18 years. Oh, how could I throw it all away? Didn't know what to say when his telephone rang. He pressed his ear up to the phone. I said, you want to be alone? I think he said yes, so I went back to a chair. The accounts weren't there, just a massive pile of scraps. She'd put the lot into the shredder, and to think that I had fed her. The boss was still preoccupied, so I snuck outside. I might as well go home. At the stop, stood in line.
And on it goes. I love it so much. It's so brilliant. And there's another 8 minutes, it's about another 7 minutes to go of that.
Oh, come on.
Brilliant. Oh, it's so good, man. It's so good. Thank you, Dave, for sending me that. I love that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome. We are playing the Bill Withers game. Bill Withers, of course, passed away at the weekend. I don't even need to explain the rules of the Bill Withers game. So far, we've got Gatford on 15.42 seconds. Babcock on 14.44, and Barry is either 2.44 or 25. It depends on whether he's listening or not. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Very, very happy to put people in timeout on the YouTube channel. Very happy to do that. That's kind of the vibe I got going at the moment. If you want to give us a call, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I tell you who I've got beef with, Catherine. Can you do me a favour?
I can.
Spell OK.
O-K-A-Y.
I got beef with you then because you're a dick. No.
Well, if you
anyone
spell
spells
it.
OK.
But if you want to shorten it, if you want to abbreviate, it's O.K.
No. If you want to, no. You don't spell.
You asked me to spell it out, so I spelt it out.
Yeah, but you're an idiot then. People who spell O-K, O-K-A-Y.
Yeah.
Well, that's just stupid. I've noticed a lot of people doing it this weekend. I know it's John who's working with us.
Okay.
No, he typed a message and spelled OK. You spell OK, OK.
Okay.
Exactly. That's it. You got it. Now you're in. Now you got it. And here's it's one of. There we go. It's now. And now you're going to keep saying OK. I think you're funny. Dave says, I thought you were going to go for the whole song there. I could feel the vibe changing, Dave. I know how to read an audience. Trust me. And here's one of life's great mysteries, right? People will tell you they know where OK comes from. They don't. No one knows. No one knows. There's no definitive. Which, again, and I don't want to harp on about it, but the fact that no one knows where the phrase OK comes from.
Does it come from Mars?
Proves that my theory gives credence to my theory about us originating from Mars and the technology. You go, well, how could the technology be lost? Catherine, in about 200 years, we don't know where OK comes from. We've lost the origins of OK. So, yeah, a million years after we crash landed on Earth from Mars, we've lost the technology.
Yeah, we seem to have gone back to scratch at some point. I don't know really why we've done that.
Well, maybe there was a war, maybe there was an ice age. May I refer to you to the movies I watched at the weekend? National Treasure and National Treasure 2. Well, you should watch them because they're actually great movies.
I can't watch those films. I can't watch anything with him in because I just look at his fringe.
Okay.
His hairline, his impossible hairline.
Your kids won't notice it because my kids didn't notice he was bald, right? And by the way, if anyone can find me a picture of Nicolas Cage bald au naturel, I will give them $1 million. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. $1 million. But in National Treasures 1 and 2, Paul, I'll come to you in a second. This stuff is like 150 years old. And then that world, they have lost the information to get to, I think it's a City of Gold in 2, and it's just like Treasure in 1. It's National Treasure.
How do
and they don't know. Hang on, I've not finished. I've not finished.
You know it's not documentary.
I have not finished.
Go on.
And they... let's speak to Paul because you're an idiot. Hello, Paul.
Ian, good evening, buddy. I want to smash the Bill Withers record if I can.
Okay, we're going to play...
You ready? You ready?
Bill Withers. Hang on a second, I've just got to get my... Watch up. Okay. I start on the dirt of day. Always do the breathing, guys. Always do the breathing, yes. Away you go.
Lovely day.
Whoa! Whoa.
Go on,
no, stop. He doesn't go, lovely day. He goes, it's gonna be, you need, at least you need, I would prefer to hear it's got,
okay.
I would prefer to be here it's gonna be, but it's gonna go an
I'm counting this, ready? A lovely day. That's beating it.
That was awful.
That was good.
I don't know. That sounded like a long one.
How long was that?
Less than Gatford. Gatford is physically one of the unhealthiest people I've ever met in my life. But that was 14.97. That was less than Gatford. By half a second.
No way. No.
I thought the Welsh were supposed to have great sets of pipes.
Goodbye, Paul. Goodbye, Paul. Terrible. 034. Goodbye. 03444991000. Oh, look. And here we go. Divvy says, we know where OK originated from. And he's posted me a link.
He says this, does he?
I'm not going to... First of all, I don't click on links. Because the last link I clicked on was today. And it was someone on my Facebook page, like, atted me in a... So I was in, like, a thread or something. And it was a really angry... thick person in a car arguing. It was the most insane rant. I've come out in the car because we're not letting the kids know what's going on at the moment, and I'm not here. I don't know if I'm not here to talk about 5G. I'm not here to talk about, as a phrase she used, I've never heard before. It's obviously a conspiracy theory phrase. I'm not here to talk about controlled sectoring. What do I know about controlled sectoring? What does anyone know about it? I'm thinking, well, you've heard of it. I've never even heard it. I'm not here to talk about that. But what I'm here to say is this is my truth. This is my truth. And then she's
that
talking
doesn't mean
about,
it is the truth.
No, exactly. Exactly. She was presenting her truth as though it were fact. There's no. There's a big difference. She was talking about crystals and about how we're having our human rights taken away and how all of this has come from the government and it's a way of control and that we are. But geez, I thought you absolute melt. She was an anti-vaxxer, right? Oy. And guys, anti-vaxxers, right? You know the world now. This is what a world without vaccines would look like all the flipping time. all the time, it would be this or people dying in even greater numbers. This is why we have vaccines, to stop this happening. And so I'm so done with, if anybody posts on my Facebook page anti-vaccine 5G stuff, blocked. Someone tweeted me earlier on, Ian, you're in an important position. You really need to look into the 5G COVID-19 connection. Blocked straight away. Straight away. Anyway, so Divi, so I'm not clicking on this link. Divi says, we know where OK originated from. But we don't. You've sent me a link to theweek.com. We don't. There are about at least three different schools of thought as to where OK originated from. No one knows which one is the real one. And I'm not going to click on that link, Divi Pip. So, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're wrong.
Now, if Susie Dent calls up, then I'll believe her.
Okay, hang on a minute. Okay. Well, Claire has asked for $1 million. Because she says she sent me a picture of him bald. How do you say it?
Bald.
Well, I don't see any pictures in this story that you have sent me. I just see words. I don't see any pictures. So I'm afraid. Let's click on this. Hang on a second. Here we go. Oh no, that's an advert. No, sorry, that's taken too long. $1 million does not go to you. It does not go to you. Oh look, there's a nice picture. Krista's got a good one. I'll retweet Krista's. That's a good one. But you don't get $1 million for that. And Adam says, I saw this lady speaking in a car earlier. I thought the exact... But here's the problem with the anti-vaxxers. They're doubling down. Right? And loads of people in this... It got me really angry. So I blocked this person that posted me there. It got me really, really angry. Because loads of people going, yeah, you go for it, girlfriend. You're telling the truth, sister. These people are going to kill us. These people are going to kill us. It's really simple, right? Stay indoors. It's lousy. It sucks. I'm really lucky. I got a nice garden. I got some food. I got a few quid. I'm allowed in a privileged position. And I know that people are really sick, that people that living in one-bedroom flats and tower blocks and people that are furloughed or have been laid off or whatever are really sick of celebrities and millionaires telling them, hey, guys, it's going to be okay. You just got to stay at home. But that's what we've got to do. Just got to stay at home. That's it. That's it. By staying at home, we are actually saving lives. Imagine, it's not a government conspiracy to control the sheeple at all. It's not 5G. None of that. Just stay at home. Let's let the scientists work on a vaccine and work on a cure and all of that stuff. And let's pray to God that we don't get it. That's it.
Problem is that flies in the face of what makes a conspiracy theorist, right? A conspiracy theorist is someone who needs to feel in control because they feel powerless generally, right? So asking them to surrender to someone who knows better is completely against their nature, completely.
By the way, I should actually give out this statement. I am a man who was cooking hot dog sausages on an open fire in the garden on Saturday because I only had 4 hot dog buns and I wanted my boys to have the hot dog buns. I was cooking my sausage. Yeah, selfless. I was cooking my sausages and eating it off of the metal kind of extended fork that I was putting into the fire. And I burnt my lip quite badly because I touched my lip, the second softest flesh on the male body, the lip. The first softest, of course, the second, it was, and I burnt my lip. And I've scarred myself. My lip was bleeding today. It was pustulating earlier on today. So you are listening to an idiot. I can't disguise the fact I'm an idiot. But stay indoors, save lives, clean your hands, clean your privates, play games, make love, watch movies. I've watched nearly 2 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a program that I think, it's okay. It's okay. I just like it's okay. I just like hanging out with those guys, right? And also, it's cops, and there are 3 really hot women in there, 2 of whom dress up as cops quite regularly.
Oh,
so
that's
it
definitely a thing for you.
It's a thing. Female police officers are a thing for me, and it definitely is satisfying me in so many different ways. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my choice of program that's, it's okay.
Meanwhile, I feel exactly the same way, well, slightly different, about revisiting Most Haunted with Yvette Fielding and husband Carl.
Oh, have you?
And an array, and of course, classic Akora. You see Akora growing bolder with every episode, and then eventually he's gonna peter out and be replaced by the guy who looks a little bit like a worm from the Mr. Men books. But I'm not thinking about that because at the moment we're in peak Akora, and we're also in peak pleather. Pleather was a big thing for Most Haunted, and I'd forgotten quite how important it was back then.
Where are you watching? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Where are you watching this program, please?
Most Haunted. I'm watching it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's not my Amazon Prime, is it?
No. It's my own Amazon Prime, my own personal Prime, and they've got. I think they've got all but 2 series, but basically, I reckon I've got another 10 years of Most Haunted to go. So I'm in here. And I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I'm nearly completed season 2 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There's about like 18 or episodes a season, and I think there are 7 seasons. So, I just keep. It's 21 minutes. It's really inoffensive. There are normally 2 big laughs per episode, and they're nice people to hang out with. And hot lady cops.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
ticks all your boxes.
0344 499 1000. Let's listen to an advert for one of our colleagues. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, let's go to... We don't take line 2, John. We don't need line 2. Thank you. There's no way we're taking that call. Let's go to Cleo. Good evening, Cleo.
Hi, folks. How are you doing?
I'm all right. What you got?
I want to do this Bill Withers challenge, and I think I'll nail it. Then people are going to be shocked.
Okay. All right. Well, let me...
Stand aside, everybody. Just going to warm up.
Right, man.
Just warming up here.
In your own time, I start the clock on the duh.
Right. There we go. Fastest one. Fastest day.
It's supposed to be We're trying to do the longest one, you muppet. Fastest one doesn't count for anything.
Eh? Must be the
fastest one doesn't count.
No.
It's the longest one.
No. It's got to be the shortest.
Don't tell me. Don't know me. Right, cut him off. This is the problem with lockdown, is that it drives people nuts.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely nuts. Jeez. 0344 499 1000. Don't have to get up too early tomorrow because the boys aren't here, but I have to get up quite early to go to Oxford, which is about 18 miles away from me, to do a click and collect. That's right. I managed to get a click and collect. What? But do you have to go into this? I've never done a click and collect. Do you have to go into the supermarket to do the click and collect?
Well, from what I understand, you have to go to the customer services desk.
So that would be inside then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine, unless there's a sign outside directing you otherwise.
Okay, fine.
I got very excited earlier on when I was looking at my local supermarket and seeing that they had, finally you could click on the box marked click and collect and indeed delivery, but then I looked at all the slots unavailable for months.
I got a delivery slot, and there were like loads on a Friday, and I thought, Friday, that's good, but actually I'd prefer it on a Saturday. So then I went to the Saturday, and it was full, and I went, oh no, you idiot. So I went back to the Friday, literally 3 seconds later, all full. All full. Now, that's the way it goes. But so I'm going to drive to Oxford. I'm going to get my click and collect. I'm going to come home, and then I got the kids for a week, which will be a joy, but it's going to be hard work doing this. So they'll go to bed at about 9:30. I'll go to bed at about, 1:15, be asleep by 2, and I'll be up by about 7.
Yeah, okay. But let's on the bright side, you will have some distraction from this monotonous life. There's something.
Everyone says that when this ends, everyone's going to be nicer. I don't believe it. I think the nice people will be nicer. I think the nice people will actually be nicer. I think the kind of in-betweeners might be a little bit nicer. And I think the arseholes are going to be more arsehole-ish. I just think that's the way it goes. Because you're seeing it happen now. You're seeing it happen now. You're seeing the separation again from people just being complete twonks about what's going on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think the problem is that everyone spending a bit more time with themselves isn't always a great idea. And it's allowing some people to stew on things and become more ingrained in habits that perhaps they shouldn't get ingrained with.
How are you? I'm so glad I'm not a using drug addict or alky at the moment. My God, imagine. Well, just there's so many people out there and I just got nothing but sympathy for them.
Yeah, but also it seems to have become a bit of a joke that everyone's day drinking these days.
I think there's going to be...
and I think there'll be problems afterwards.
Oh, mate, I'm getting some great tweets from people, from Harsh, from Steve, and from Adam. Listen to this. Harsh says, click and collect. You just park up in the designated spot in the car park. They bring it to your vehicle.
What now?
Steve says, there'll be a covered area, normally at the bottom of the car park, with the delivery van in. Your shopping will be there with the driver to give... This is the greatest. What? I might be in 20 years' time, 50 years' time, 40 years' time. Grandad, what were the supermarkets like during coronavirus? Well, young children, I never went in one. I managed to book a delivery several weeks before it kicked off. And then I was lucky with the click and collects. I never went inside a supermarket, so I cannot confirm the stories about them being empty. It's sheeple. It's sheeple.
That'll be your story. That'll be your claim to fame. They'll be telling their mates at university about it, like my mate Rolfie told me about his granddad never drinking Coca-Cola, ever.
Well, I was with Christopher Lee, Dracula himself, Lord Dracule, when he had his first ever Pepsi.
Oh, and?
We're out in Pakistan, it's hot, and I was sat there talking with Big Chris, as we called him, behind his back, not to his face. He was a very dry gentleman. We weren't allowed to ask him about Dracula, but boy, oh boy, I heard him talk about Scaramanga a lot. The island is now called Bond Island. Of course, it should be called Scaramanga Island. He also talked a lot about Police Academy 6, I think it was, Mission to Moscow. Well, I was the first ever Western actor to deliver a speech in Russian. But you weren't allowed to mention Dracula. And he asked for a Coke, and Someone came back with a drink. Said, "Sorry, we haven't got any Coke, Christopher. We've only got Pepsi, big bottle." And he picked it up and he looked at it and went, "What is this Pepsi Cola?" And I said, "It's a bit like Coke, Christopher. You probably won't be able to tell the difference." He poured himself a glass. He drank it. He looked up in the air. He swirled it around in his mouth and said, "Yes, I rather like this." And that was it. That was it. Imagine the thrill of being near one of the biggest stars in the world while they're doing that. Oh, here we go. Steve, I'm not even going to give you the time of day, Steve, for crying out loud. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Nigel from Maidstone.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath. Do I sound miserable? How are you today? All right?
No, you sound all right, Nige.
Oh, do I sound all right? I was just wondering. I decided to ring you up late because I was a bit bored with what's on the television. That's all. Bit repeats and.
What were you watching on the telly?
Well, a bit of each film. Nothing. Oh yes, I was watching a film about a family, an old '60s film on one of the old stations. With all the old, I think it was Hayley Mills was in it. The Family Way. It's called The Family Way.
Oh yeah, I know The Family Way. The music's by Paul McCartney. Not
yeah,
really,
and
but it's credited.
Hayley Mills was about 20 in it, and she was like a Disney star in them days, wasn't she?
Yeah, The Parent Trap. That's a good movie.
No, I mean, she was in Pollyanna when she was 15 or 16. You remember Pollyanna?
No, I know the name. I've not seen it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, because Disney's been going 50 years, of course, a long time before we was.
It's been going a bit longer than. I think it's been going a little bit longer than 50 years.
Yeah, a long time, and that was when Hayley Mills is about my age now. And John
We've
Mills
got to be close to 100 years, because Steamboat Willie would have been. That was the first Mickey Mouse. That was like 1923 or something, wasn't it?
The real Mickey Mouse was in black and white, wasn't it?
Yep, the real one.
I think he died a long time ago, didn't he, Walt Disney?
Mickey Mouse? What?
No, Walt Disney.
Oh,
did.
Walt Disney died he died. Yeah.
Like,
well, he didn't die, of course.
40 years ago.
His head is frozen in a box.
Have you put your hands on the Walt Disney thing on the Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard? You know, the walkway.
No, I haven't put my hands on the Walt Disney thing on Hollywood Boulevard.
No, but people do. You're supposed to touch it, aren't you, if you was a fan of Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to, but you know, it's 2.5 miles long, that walkway is. It's unbelievable, that Hollywood one.
Yeah.
You must have walked it all in your time.
No, I don't think I've walked Hollywood. I know I have been on Hollywood Boulevard at some point, but I don't really remember it.
Was the Mickey Mouse sign at the beginning?
I didn't see the Mickey Mouse sign. I'm not a big Mickey Mouse. No. If any, let me be honest. Walt Disney sign. Hang on. Let me speak some truth. Let me speak some truth to the listeners right now. Come here, listener. I want to speak some truth to you. I hate Mickey Mouse. I find Mickey Mouse boring. I find him tedious. I think he's a bum.
I watched it when I was a child.
I think there's something very suspicious about him. I don't like him. I don't trust him. I don't want him anywhere near me. I think Minnie Mouse is way hotter than Mickey Mouse. He's batting out of his league. And I think when we have a world with no Mickey Mouse, that's the world I'll be happy in. Interrupting people.
Oh, sorry.
Was that it?
Pardon?
No, it's okay. Go on.
Hello? Tom and Jerry was my favourite when I was about 16.
Tom and
Jerry. It was amazing with that funny cat in it. And
Tom. No, Jerry.
It was an amazing comedy series, that was. Oh, yeah, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo was good.
Okay. We're getting very close to talking about old kids' TV programmes.
I'm going back into my childhood now, Ian. Anyway, I've got a new jingle about the coronavirus in my head I'd like to sing. Just a quick jingle.
John, if you can put in a blank cassette, and if you can hit record and play, and then this jingle to Iain at iainlee.com, I would love you forever, my friend. Nigel, take it away.
It's the coronavirus, you mustn't go outside now. It's the coronavirus, you must stay indoors now. It's getting very dangerous to go outside the place. It's the coronavirus, you must stay indoors. It's the coronavirus, you must stay indoors. Don't listen to what other people say. They say you can go outside, but you must stay in. It's the coronavirus. Stay indoors, everyone, please.
Nigel, it's up there with Give Peace a Chance by John Lennon. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you
Stay
very much.
safe, wash your hands, stay indoors, and enjoy watching Disney movies. 0344
You cheered me up anyway, Ian. Thank you.
499 1000. Good. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Rest. I look forward to our next call. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I'll tell you what we'll do for the last 15 minutes. I will take calls straight to air. How's about them apples? Now, quick note, John, I know you're busy trying to contact Catherine. I can't cut people off unless the fader is down. So when I've finished with a caller, I will give out the phone number. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart to turn the fader down. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Calls straight to air is the telephone number. So call straight to air is what we're going to do now. For the last 10-15 minutes of the show, there's not long to go. There isn't long to go before Daryl Morris comes on and does his thing. It's nice to be back. We had Thursday and Friday off, and isn't it funny, the callers that crawl out of the woodwork when we're off? Isn't it funny? They must be listening. It's the weirdest thing. They must be listening, waiting for us to be off. And everyone that strolled on, I thought, yep, tell why you're banned. Yep, I remember why you're banned. So it's very, very strange. But we are back. We are back, and we will be here, I guess, for the foreseeable. I don't think we've got any more time booked off. I don't know why we would book off. I enjoyed... is Catherine back? Is Kath back, or is she not back yet? No, not yet. I enjoyed having the time off. I really did, actually. And it was nice to slept out with kind of in the shed, laughingly call it a den, with the boys a couple of nights. And we had a really good time. And God, aren't our kids precious at this moment in our lives? Aren't they precious? And a lot of hugs going on with my boys, a lot of physical contact, because I want to protect them and I want them to feel safe in the world. And at the moment, my boys are 10 and 8. They're kind of okay with what's going on. You know, I think homeschooling starts. I don't know when they're supposed to go back. Is it next week? Homeschooling starts again. And I mean, they were getting bored. Thank God for Fortnite. I let them play way too much Fortnite, it has to be said. But what are you going to do? We did other stuff as well. We did made rainbows, and we wrestled a little bit. Although I'm struggling to wrestle with them because I'm getting out of breath very, very quickly. And we played some games. I bought some board games, and I bought a cheap chocolate fountain. It's not a euphemism. Cheap chocolate fountain. That we watched some movies and stuff. But I let them play a little bit too much Fortnite. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do, really? This is going to go on for ages. 0344 499 1000. So it was nice having some time off, but I must admit, knowing that I've got to do the radio show each night gives the day a little bit of direction that would otherwise be lacking. It'd be different if the boys were here the whole time. Of course it would. But knowing that, right, okay, you've got to be up and you've got to be ready and you've got to be clean and you've got a show to do at 9 o'clock gives the show a little bit of direction. We're taking calls straight to air. Let's open fader number 1, please. Line 1, you're on Talk Radio.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hello.
What can I do for you?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. I've turned the sound off on the old YouTube side. It's kind of like discombobulated me a little bit there. But I want to attempt the Bill Withers challenge.
Okay. Well, can I take your name, please, caller?
Andy.
Andy. Okay. Right. Let me get my stopwatch up and running.
Guess who's back?
Oh.
Back
oh
again.
God. Slacker
Did you miss
Jackson.
me?
We've got Andy. Kath. No, actually, the show's going much better without you. Andy, in your own time, please play the Bill Withers game.
Okay. Everyone ready? Here we go. It's gonna be a perfect day.
Whoa! Stop, Kath. Do you want to get no?
So the famous Bill Withers song is "Perfect Day," is it?
What? How does it go again?
How does it go? Come on! It's a lovely day.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with the read.
All right, try again, Andy. Come on, you can do this, my friend.
Okay, here we go. I've only had 3 whiskies, okay?
Good lad.
And it's gonna be a lovely day.
I don't have that much hope for this one. 21.45, Andy. I don't know how you did it. I suspect there was a little bit of cheating.
He did it like this.
Know. I am not convinced. I am not convinced. But Andy, well done. Thank you for that. John, I just need to take control, I'm afraid, for a second, if that's okay. I do apologise. He's not looking at anything mucky. Don't worry. Let's go to line 2. 2, you're on the wireless.
Santiago or Diaz?
Say that again.
Santiago or Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
You know the answer. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you know the answer to that. It's Diaz.
Nah, it's Amy.
No, it's Diaz, man.
Objectifying women here.
No, we are asking who is the best cop. The slightly girlish one who wears smart suits, or the dark, brooding one that wears tight leathers. I am suggesting that the dark, brooding one who wears tight leathers is the best police officer in that programme. And this caller is disagreeing with that.
She's hot, don't get me wrong. But...
At her job. She's hot at her job.
She's hot in general, man.
There we go.
Her job. We don't objectify women on this show.
Sorry. Apologies.
It's all right. So she's hot. That's apologies accepted.
Her job.
It's like Kathy's lukewarm at her job.
Up yours.
No, Kath's very hot at her job.
Okay. All right. Thank you, caller. That's a good question. It's the best question of the night, actually.
Amy.
Thank you. Goodbye. Line 1. Thank you, John. Good finger work there, John. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Bill Wirtz, la-di-da-di-day.
Bill Wirtz, la-di-da-di-day.
You too, do it.
Okay, thank you for the call. I think 0344 499 1000. I have no idea what that was a reference to. Catherine, any ideas?
I think he might have been trying to say, Bill Withers, lovely day, please, would you like to have a go yourself? But the way it came out was, Bill Wirtz, la-di-da-di-day, do it.
Bill. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's a song. All right, here we go. What
Is there a song called La Di Da Di Day?
Don't have enough time to say the things I want to say, to do the things I want to do, or to be like you. I just want some time to express the things I feel, just to express the things I feel.
It sounds like 10cc.
Them too. 2 plus 2
Sounds somewhat limp.
So many darn years, oh Lord, I wanna write a song. Oh baby, is that just so wrong? And it goes la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-day, oh. La-di-da-di, where did all the good times go?
Okay, well, that caller has trolled us. Let's go to line 2. You're on the wireless.
Good evening, Kath and Ian.
Guten Abend, mein Herr.
Have you had a decent show tonight, Ian? Have you been happy?
It's been all right tonight. You know, it's very strange times for humanity. Very, very strange times, and I think we have navigated the dark sea of uncertainty that we are all afloat upon at the moment.
Jolly good. I had a really weird moment tonight. I don't know whether or not you guys have ever experienced this, but I've been kind of okay, really, ever since the coronavirus started. And I've been doing some things about Zoom over the weekend because they changed their security rules and everything. And then when the Zoom meeting started, someone said something sort of rather challenging. This was prior to the actual meeting. It was like a sort of pre-meeting to discuss Zoom. And I just lost it, man. I just lost it completely.
In what way?
And said, I just said to them, why don't you host your own blooming show? I can't be bothered.
Here we go.
And it was completely out of context, and it just hit me. I mean, I didn't do that. I said, look, I'm not going to take part, but, you know, the show will still run, and I'll just sort of... And then I came back later and apologised, but it was just really weird. I don't know whether or not that's happened to you guys at all. When maybe it's something stressful, but it's suddenly come out, like, all at once.
But can I point something out?
Yeah.
You, a couple of hours after it happening, you are completely aware of it, and you are aware that it's not your normal behaviour, and that it probably means there's something not quite right. And you go back 11 months and 1 day. Congratulations on 11 months, Alistair. I'm so proud of you. Man, you're getting a big hug. Then when all this is over, you're getting the biggest hug. 11 months. The 11 months and a day ago, you wouldn't have had that awareness.
Yeah, I suppose it's
so well done.
To think what it is, but you know, I'll think about it anyway. But I'm fine. Don't
beat yourself up too hard, because we are all. People are losing their temper. We're in such a weird place. All of us. This has never happened before in human history. You lose your temper. It's going to happen, man. Apologise to the people if you feel you need to, and they'll accept it and move on. Alistair, we have to go. We're at the end of the show. Thank you so much, mate. Right. Congratulations on 11 months. 11 months sober, boys and girls. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you'll know why we're so proud and why that's such a great achievement. John Hearn, always a pleasure. I wish I could see you, my brother, but I cannot. Catherine, thank you so much for bothering to come back. I wouldn't have if the line had dropped. We will be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Stay tuned. Daryl Morris is coming up next. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.